If so, you need to take action now. You're a target of the most powerful collection agency in the world, and you need representation you can trust. Don't get scammed by imitators and telemarketers' high-pressure tactics. At Wall & Associates, they develop trust with their clients through a free face-to-face consultation. They've saved their clients over $129 million in the past 5 years. Call 1-800-983-5313 now for your free face-to-face consultation. Ignoring your tax problem will only make it worse. Call 1-800-983-5313 to get immediate help. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has helped thousands of taxpayers, and they can help you. Call now, 1-800-983-5313, 800-983-5313, wallandassociates.net.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to change the station, because there's an alternative to bankruptcy, and it could be faster than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to change the station now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. may be able to settle your debt too. You could reduce your debt with one payment. If you call right now and qualify, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-400-8131. That's 1-800-400-8131. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-400-8131. 1-800-400-8131. 1-800-400-8131.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of Newbiotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-600-4851. Strict limit of 1 per household.
I used to be plagued by potbelly and constant bloating. After taking Newbiotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. Newbiotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. If your belly flattening results are too dramatic, simply reduce use to every other day. Think you might be bloated? See how much flatter Newbiotics makes your belly. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-600-4851. That's 1-800-600-4851. 1-800-600-4851.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. WFAA is now reporting that there is not a great deal of interest in having a protest in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas tonight, especially in Dallas. It appears as though the Dallas Police Department is threatening imminent arrests for those people who are gathering downtown. And so my question of earlier, whether or not we have a dog in this fight or whether or not we are in a position where we need to follow through with a protest of an event that did not happen in this city, may be at least reflected in the conduct of the Dallas Police Department, saying last time we did this, 5 of our officers died. We're going to pass on perhaps doing another one like this. And I think that's a wise decision. I do. As we come to the air, protests are underway in Charlotte, North Carolina. It makes you wonder whether or not, whether this is a wag the dog scenario. Would there be this level of protest if there was a lower level of media interest in it? It seems to me that that would be the case. The first night, I could see. The second night, this night, not so much. One person has already lost his life, which was a citizen-on-citizen shooting. That being said, what are we doing in Charlotte, North Carolina tonight except giving Fox News another episode in their Black Lives Matter reality show? Again, a rush to judgment, obvious to anyone. We still don't know just exactly what happened. Keith Lamont Scott, pictures show clearly a weapon as he was being tended to on the ground by police officers. Things are less cut and dried when it comes to the death of Terrence Crutcher, an unarmed black man who authorities said was fatally shot by a police officer last Friday night in Tulsa. Pictures, images, all kinds show him with his hands in the air before a white police officer fired her weapon. The officers approached Crutcher, who was 40 years old, initially responding to what police described as a stalled vehicle. It was unknown to officers whether Crutcher was armed at the time. The most recent court records bearing his name for traffic violations that occurred over a decade ago. Since 2007, Tulsa police have been involved in 24 fatal shootings. Betty Shelby, the officer identified by police as the one who shot Crutcher, was not the only officer to draw a weapon on him. Any commands she received from her superiors before shooting Crutcher are unknown at this time. Scott Wood, her attorney, told Tulsa World she believed Crutcher was armed when she shot him. A female officer's voice can be heard in the dispatch record saying, or recording, "I've got a subject that won't show me his hands." Tulsa Police Chief Jack Jordan called the shooting very difficult to watch. Called for an investigation by the U.S. Department of Justice. Indeed, Officer Shelby has turned herself in on a charge of manslaughter. Crutcher refused to follow commands given by the officer, according to police spokeswoman Jeannie McKenzie. They continued to talk to him. He continued not to listen and follow any commands. As they got closer to the vehicle, he reached inside the vehicle, and at that time, there was a taser deployment. A short time later, there was one shot fired. Officer Tyler Turnbow, who was also white, used a taser on Crutcher. The reason one officer drew a stun gun while the other drew a handgun remains unknown at this time, as does why he was considered a threat to officers in the first place. Outside of a police officer's view, reaching into a car to retrieve something is, shall we say, provocative. But that being said, you are in a situation where you are not following the clear directions of a police officer. You may not be someone that the police should rightly be interested in under these circumstances. In other words, it may be quite possible that you are correct in your assertion that the police have no business stopping you or attempting to frisk you or what have you for whatever reason. But my fellow citizens, if a police officer interacts with you, I suggest you do exactly what he or she says, exactly at the time they say to do it, for whatever reason. And all the rest can be sorted out later. I have followed this advice. The advice I'm giving you, I followed to the letter. In a situation with a police officer in Las Vegas, Nevada, this guy told me he didn't want to shoot me at least 4 times. I was sitting in my car. I was told to stay in that car, keep my hands visible, and I reached out of my driver's window, and I put my hands on top of the car and left them there for the entire circumstance, the entire event. To this day, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm still alive. If I had done anything else, I think I would have gotten shot that night. I probably could have sat there and been quite upset, actually. I thought it was ridiculous that this guy said, you know what, I don't want you to make any sudden moves because I sure don't want to shoot you tonight. And he kept saying things like that. You know, don't move your hands quickly because I don't want to shoot you tonight. No sudden moves. Don't want to shoot you tonight. I get the point. I don't have a weapon. Yeah, that's good because I don't want to shoot you tonight. Uh-huh. Well, okay. So I put my hands on top of the roof of my car and I left him there until he left. He says, here's your driver's license and your insurance. I said, you just throw them in the car. I'll get them later. You can be right, but you can also be dead right. And it's beginning to bug me that people are feeling empowered to challenge police officers. Challenging police officers is not working. It is a bad idea. It will get you killed. See, I keep thinking about what these guys would have done if they had just followed directions. What would have happened? We'd have 2 guys still with us. 3, if you consider the kid who was shot last night in Charlotte because he just happened to be at a protest where someone was shot one night in Charlotte. So 3 more people would be walking the face of the earth tonight if people would just follow police instructions to the letter instantly. I'll make it absolutely and completely plain. If Keith Lamont Scott had been armed with a book instead of a handgun and he had followed instructions, he quite probably could have sued the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department for quite a sum of money. But instead, he's dead. And if you're going to spend time protesting a shooting, it seems to me you should protest the one in Tulsa, not the one in Charlotte. Hillary Clinton took to Twitter yesterday and early today to trash the Tulsa and Charlotte police departments after 2 men were gunned down. Hillary said the black male victims were unarmed. Charlotte police said Keith Lamont Scott did have a gun and was disobeying police orders when he was shot dead. So was the other person in Tulsa. Another unarmed black man was shot in a police incident. This should be intolerable. We have so much work to do. Yes, we do. Keith Lamont Scott, Terrence Crutcher, too many others. This has got to end. I agree. During a question and answer session following a speech at a black church in Cleveland Heights, Donald Trump addressed the police shooting of an unarmed black man, Terrence Crutcher, which happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He empathized with both the shooting victim, he looked like a really good man, and the officer who allegedly shot him. I don't know what she was thinking. Was she scared? And also demonstrated that he understands how the media can affect your perception of incidents like this. I saw his family talking about him after the fact. You get a little bit of a different image, maybe. Trump also said that he's a tremendous believer in the police, making sure to note that police are great people, but also recognizing that even among great people, you always have problems. These things are terrible, and the police are aware of that too. By the way, the police are troubled by all that too. The police see it too. Trump went on to say that he is very, very troubled by the actions of the Tulsa officer. People that choke, people that do that. Maybe they can't be doing what they're doing. My fellow citizens, tragedies happen. Sometimes there are excuses for these tragedies, sometimes there are not. bringing tragedy upon yourself for the sake of bullheaded stubbornness, a bad judgment call in some cases. I don't know what was going through these men's minds. But when I am approached by the police, 99 times out of 100, I'm armed. I keep my hands still. I turn my car off. I shift it into park. I open up my windows. I keep my hands on the steering wheel. And the police officer comes up and says, "May I please see your driver's license and registration?" And I say, "Officer, I am a CHL holder and I am armed." And I describe every weapon that's in the car and where it is located. He says, "Just move slowly." And that usually represents a problem because I have my wallet in my back pocket and I'm a left-handed shot. So in order to get to my wallet, I have to go around the weapon to get to it. And I make that obvious to the police officer, who by that time has noticed that I have Texas State Guard license plates on my vehicle, and I have all my windows open, and my lights are all on. My dome lights are on in the car, and he knows that I'm not going to be troubled. But I make darn sure I go home. And that's not getting talked about. It's not getting talked about by anybody here. People are walking down the streets, and I'll just be perfectly plain. In Charlotte, North Carolina tonight, people are walking down the streets looking for trouble. Some are going to find it. I don't know what the status is on whatever protest might be happening in Dallas, Texas. I just got an update from our executive producer, Vicky Stifer. The police have requested that everyone who appeared for this particular protest in Dallas, Texas, go home, and the protest is dissolving. Good. Good deal. Vicky Stifer has got a live feed going on her very smart telephone, provided by Patriot Protection, by the way. Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is the official telephone service, cell phone service, smartphone service of the Wells Report. Getting our information thanks to those fine people. You're listening to the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer. We'll be back with more coming up in just a couple of moments as we continue a tense night looking at Charlotte, North Carolina on 660 AM The Answer.
Dennis Prager is astounded by what's going on in this country.
It's chaos in this country. There's chaos. There's moral chaos. Moral chaos leads to violence. It's inevitable. If your criteria are white and black rather than right and wrong, then you will have violence. And that is the left. Thank you, left. Another gift that the left has given this country.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM The Answer. How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Saturday mornings at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Want to see what you'd look like if you had a flatter belly? Now's your chance, because for a limited time, we're giving away free trials of Somabiotics, the new discovery that flattens bloated bellies fast. But hurry and call now while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-300-5305. Strict limit of 1 free trial per household. These free trials are reserved for anyone, male or female, who's looking for maximum belly flattening in minimum time. Somabiotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So just think how much better you'll look and feel. Want to see what you'd look like with a flatter belly? Now's your chance. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving these trials of Somabiotics away for free. 1-800-300-5305. That's 1-800-300-5305. If lines are busy, try again. 1-800-300-5305.
Hiring people is probably the worst part of my job. It's such a hassle, the searching, the sorting through resumes. Most people don't have the right experience.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. Right from the start, you could tell it was going to make hiring a lot easier. One click and my job was posted to 100+ job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them. Thumbs up if I liked them, thumbs down if I didn't. No emails and attachments, printing up docs, phone calls, none of that.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I had the person we needed within 1 week. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Whether you're looking to fill one position or 20, find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 100+ job sites. ZipRecruiter, the fastest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/postjobs. That's ZipRecruiter.com/postjobs. ZipRecruiter.com/postjobs.
Welcome to the show that really stinks. Odor Events, brought to you by Citrus Magic. Today, the Jones family will name all the odor events they can in 30 seconds. Ready? Go!
Rotten garbage can.
Yes, Molly.
Ew, musty basement.
Good. Jimmy.
Poopy diaper.
Yep. Haley.
Smelly socks.
Yes, Dave.
Stinky litter box.
Yes, Molly.
Ugh, funky fridge fumes.
Good. Jimmy.
Potty odor PU.
Yes, Haley.
Dad's feet. Wait, cat pee.
You're out of time.
But
I'm sorry. See you again next week for
That's squirrel.
Odor Events, the show that really stinks.
Get rid of the odor events in your home with Citrus Magic. The strength of its citrus makes odors disappear, leaving the fresh scent of natural citrus. Look for Citrus Magic in the air freshener aisle in Target, Kroger, Safeway, Publix, Walmart, and other fine stores everywhere.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis for my friends at Zero Res. The turn to cooler weather means more activity, a lot going on, maybe more rain, more mud, more need to clean the carpet. So there's more reason than ever to call Zero Res for the $33 per room Mark Davis Show special. 214-37-CLEAN, 214-37-CLEAN, pre-treated, cleaned, and sanitized. Then let them clean other stuff. Hardwood floors, fantastic shine. Drapes, upholstery, they do it all. When they're done, $50 gift certificate to Estilo Gaucho Brazilian Steakhouse. 214-37-CLEAN for Zero Res. 214-37-CLEAN.
Eric Nadell here for Savin European Sleep Systems. Why should your next mattress be a Savin organic mattress? It's more durable, no sags, no body impressions. It's more comfortable, a personalized fit for greater individualized comfort, and it's free of harmful chemicals. Designed for deeper, more restful sleep. I should know. I've slept on a Savin mattress for almost a decade. Why buy a Savin? Why would you ever consider anything else? It's simply a better mattress. Savin European Sleep Systems in Dallas and Southlake. Go to savin.com.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. You may have heard that the House Judiciary Committee is trying to figure out whether or not they're going to impeach John Koskinen, the chief of the IRS. He says, no, you shouldn't impeach me because it would create disincentives for many good people to serve. And it would slow the pace of reform and progress at the IRS. Koskinen was the sole witness at Wednesday's hearing. That's trying to say witness and Wednesday at the same time. You get wheatness. He was the sole witness at Wednesday's hearing, which is the result of an agreement between Judiciary Committee Chairman Bob Goodlatte and House Freedom Caucus Chairman Jim Jordan to postpone a vote on an impeachment resolution that was expected last week. It seems to me that if John Koskinen willfully misled Congress, and that's the way it looks to me, he should be impeached. I'm not especially impressed with a lot of the high-profile bureaucrats currently serving in the Obama administration. It seems to me that this nation can get along without them beautifully. I mean, I can see all of this, and I can see that Koskinen does not want to go down in history as being impeached. You don't get to recover from that in a government career field. I can see all that. But if he lied under oath about tapes and emails, well, I can only say it this way. John Koskinen is no Hillary Clinton. And some of these people need to be held accountable for some of this stuff. And if not John Koskinen, then who? You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Here's good news for anyone who's suffering with sleep apnea. Now you can enjoy a good night's sleep anywhere you travel without dragging your big, bulky home CPAP device with you. Because now there's Transcend, the world's very first mini CPAP. It's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. The Transcend Mini CPAP is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. And here's even better news. If you call in the next 10 minutes, you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. So call minicpap.com now. 1-800-700-01. Transcend is our small. You can even add a battery pack as tiny as a deck of cards. With the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. Next 10 minutes to guarantee your 10-night in-home trial. 1-800-700-0153. That's 1-800-700-0153.
In this box, we have a lidocaine pain patch. And in this box, we have what looks to be another pain patch, Blue Emu's Lidocare. Lidocare offers 4% lidocaine. It's odor-free, ultra-flexible, and it's the only non-water-based lidocaine patch. Yes, I said only. So if you'd prefer this to this, find us at Walgreens, CVS, or Amazon.
Focus. You need it to run a business, so don't let legal questions distract you. Use LegalZoom instead. Things like lease agreements and employment laws get complicated, but they're part of running a business. That's why LegalZoom built a network of independent attorneys in 48 states. You can rely on them for the legal details without paying by the hour, since LegalZoom isn't a law firm. So focus on growing your business and use LegalZoom for the legal stuff. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. A third night of demonstrations in Charlotte over the police shooting death of a black man, but so far no violence.
Police presence right here, I would say, is fairly light. We saw some bike cops, not with the heavy riot gear on. They're trying to keep themselves scarce for the moment, but you got to know that the police are very aware of what's happening out here.
Fox's Mike Tobin. Police say a protester shot last night has died. First-degree manslaughter, the charge against Tulsa officer Betty Shelby in the fatal shooting of a black man. Terrence Crutcher reportedly had his hands in the air when he went toward his vehicle.
Crutcher family attorney Melvin Hall says the officer couldn't have been scared that he was going for a weapon on the driver's side, since the affidavit says she'd cleared that part of the car.
If she already knew that the vehicle had been cleared, why, if he approached the vehicle later, would she have any concern?
Police said they did find a vial of PCP in his car.
Fox Radio's Jessica Rosenthal. Fox News. We report, you decide.
This is 660 AM The Answer. The Mark Davis Show. Mark Davis Show.
What a week. City streets on fire, motorists terrorized. And why? Because we have some questions about racial disparities in law enforcement. All right, let's address those issues boldly and honestly. But two things not to do. Number one, riot. Number two, another weekend of anthem protests, which you know is coming. Know what else is coming? The Monday night debate. We'll have a preview. Get you ready for the weekend Friday show.
The Mark Davis Show. Weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM The Answer.
20 plus years of unemployment. That's what retirement is, or should be. But imagine still working when you're 75 because you didn't have an exit plan for the next stock market crash. If you think your current plan has too much risk, or you're tired of paying hidden fees, listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ Saturdays at 4 p.m. Rick and Kevin will tell you the truth about the financial world we live in. No one knows when the next correction will be. So listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ Saturdays at 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. Sir.
Hi, this is Todd Avakian and Andrew Del Rey with Sierra Pacific Mortgage, and we can help you save some serious money. Rates are at an all-time low, but with all the uncertainty in the market, no one knows how long this will last. If you have a rate of at least 4% on a current loan, you need to call us. If you're a first-time home buyer or have children that are potential first-time home buyers, give us a call. With rates this low, we could get you into a house close to the same amount of your current rent. At Sierra Pacific, Todd and I handle your entire process from start to finish in-house. Refinance your home into a 15 or 20-year mortgage, or consolidate your debt and get rid of it forever. Let us help you. Call me, Andrew Del Rey, or me, Todd Avakian, at 888-888-1172. That's 888-888-1172. Don't get left behind. Sierra Pacific Mortgage, 888-888-1172.
Sierra Pacific Mortgage Company, NMLS ID 1788. Todd Avakian, NMLS ID 253453. Andrew Del Rey, NMLS ID 294990. Equal Housing Lender.
John Truitt here for Simple Sleep Services. Are you ready to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea? The Simple Sleep system from Simple Sleep Services is a compact, comfortable, custom-fit solution that's proven to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea. It's covered by medical insurance, and many patients are meeting their deductibles this time of year. This may mean less cash out of pocket for you and your partner to get the restful sleep you deserve. No mood-killing mask, no pain or downtime. Just a better night's sleep for you and the loved one next to you. I personally use the Simple Sleep system, and I wouldn't go a night without it. Learn more at simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. That's 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com. For your convenience, we have offices located in both Dallas and Fort Worth. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. Call 469-685-1700 or go to simplesleepservices.com. That's simplesleepservices.com.
Do me a favor. Add up your electric bills from May through August. Now cut that number in half. What could you do with that money? Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning, and if you finally replace that old AC unit, you could spend that money on something fun rather than giving it to the electric company. Now you might ask, why would I replace an AC unit right after the summer? Well, there's only a few weeks left to get $1,800 off from your utility provider. When you combine this with Carrier's Cool Cash, you can save over $5,000 on a brand new system that can cut your electric bill in half. Appointments are limited, and we're scheduling free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number is 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Monday on CNN. Clinton.
Donald Trump is temperamentally unfit to be president.
Trump.
Hillary Clinton lacks the judgment to lead our nation.
Locked in a bitter battle, the presidential candidates face off on the same stage for the first time.
I can be too honest. Hillary Clinton is the exact opposite.
The scams, the frauds, he clearly has something to hide.
The first presidential debate, live coverage Monday night on CNN.
Welcome to Staples.
Staples guy, I need a ton of supplies for my business, but I hate spending all that money.
Well, it's a great time to stock up and save during Staples' Buy More, Save More event.
Buy more, save more event?
Yep, the more you buy, the more you save on everything for your office.
Everything? Like pens and folders?
Yep.
I also need paper, file folders, storage bins, notepads, hand sanitizer, bubble roll. What else do I need?
A shopping cart. You will definitely need a cart for all this stuff.
The Buy More, Save More event right now at Staples. Make more happen. In-store only.
Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. Have you received a letter or personal visit from the IRS? Has the IRS garnished your paycheck or seized your bank account? If so, you need to take action now. Wall & Associates is the most powerful tax resolution firm in the world. We develop trust with our free face-to-face consultation. Call 1-800-983-3313 to get immediate help. Wall & Associates can help you. 1-800-983-3313 or visit us at wallandassociates.net.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. A couple of things in light of what we have been seeing regarding Black Lives Matter. They are that particular group having certain and undeniable effects on our society. The first comes from Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump. He reiterated support for something called Stop and Frisk and called for racial unity as violence over a police shooting of a black man engulfed yet another U.S. city on Wednesday night. Here we go again, Trump said on Fox and Friends. Very sad. It's a very divided, and it's getting worse. Trump spoke just hours after North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory declared a state of emergency and called in the National Guard following riots that left 4 police officers wounded, another man shot and critically injured. In fact, that man who was shot and critically injured suffered a head wound, and he has succumbed to his injuries. We have to have law and order, certain sense of unity. There's no unity. It's sad to see, said Trump. And he is correct. Trump has been a stalwart supporter of law enforcement throughout the campaign, said during an event last night. He was very troubled by a different incident where video captured a police officer shooting and killing an unarmed black man in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That was the event we just talked about a moment ago. He said on Fox and Friends that he sensed a racial divide between the minorities communities that he's been making a concerted effort in the past weeks to unite those communities of different backgrounds. Trump has been a stalwart supporter of law enforcement throughout his campaign. And he says there seems to be a lack of spirit between whites and blacks. True. For political effect, mainly. Seems so ironic on the day that is the anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation by President Abraham Lincoln. It's today. During a Hannity town hall set up later this week, Trump encouraged the use of controversial stop and frisk practices in high crime areas like Chicago. Trump said that some of those cities were worse than some war zones. Though stop and frisk was ruled unconstitutional in Trump's home state of New York in 2013, he cited his belief that if you take the gun away, you don't have anything to shoot with. I think you have to. We did it in New York. It worked incredibly well. You have to be proactive, and, you really help people sort of change their minds automatically. You understand. Well, I suppose. For those people who do not know what stop and frisk is all about, it's like this. It's a practice of the New York, or was a practice of the New York Police Department, in which police officers stop and question a pedestrian, frisk them for weapons and other contraband. This is what's known in other places in the United States as a Terry stop. Has to do with the Supreme Court case Terry versus Ohio. The rules for stop, question, and frisk are found in the state's criminal procedure law section 140.50 and are based on the decision of the U.S. Supreme Court in the case of Terry versus Ohio. So far, 684,000 people have been stopped in 2011. The number of stops has not been reduced dramatically since then. The vast majority of those stopped are African American or Latino, a disparity in which, according to a 2007 study, persists even after controlling for precinct variability and space and race-specific estimates of crime participation. So if you really want to know more about this, here's the way this works. It's the broken windows theory. It's a chronological theory of the norm setting and signaling effect of urban disorder and vandalism, how it leads to additional crime and antisocial behavior. The theory states that maintaining and monitoring urban environments in a well-ordered condition may stop further vandalism and escalation into more serious crime. Consider this example. An abandoned building with a few broken windows alone, it poses no threat. However, a few vandals come along, spot the broken windows, and decide to break more of them. So what ends up happening is that a few vandals come in, spot the broken windows, decide to break one of them. The building, because of its condition, gets vandalized with spray paint. Now it begins to look completely run down. A few homeless people break in. With time, they light fires, destroy the inner workings of the building, and become squatters. The domino effect is the premise behind the broken windows theory. The theory is that minor crimes, if left unnoticed, will eventually escalate into bigger, more serious crimes. This is the same crime theory that the NYPD uses in their policy. The New York Police Department's program intends to stop people in high crime areas to search for weapons like guns or knives, etc. The program's purpose is to remove guns off the street before they're used in more serious crimes. Wow. So Donald Trump says we ought to have that coast to coast. Do you think we should have that in Charlotte, North Carolina tonight? Should the police be able to stop you whenever you happen to be walking down the street for a quick stop and frisk? 866-660-5759. Donald Trump says that this should be a policy that is used nationwide. Would you tolerate it? 866-660-5759. We have to have law and order, a certain sense of unity. Is it possible to get that? From police officers being flooded into whatever neighborhood or piece of society that they can find, imported from other states, other cities, etc. So they put their badges and they put their guns up on in some place where they can be seen. And they say, okay, we need you to stop, and they stop and frisk you. Would you put up with that? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Would you put up with it? I would have a problem with it. But then again, I'm a CHL holder. I have already gone through all kinds of background checks. Constantly. I'm a part of 3 organizations where background checks are the price of admittance. I doubt very sincerely that I would get stopped. Could that be because I'm white? Yeah, it could be. Is that fair? Could also be that I'm known. Nah, can't be. Yeah, exactly. 866-660-5759. So tell me, you're walking down the street, a police officer engages you in conversation, and before you know it, he's asking to frisk you. Here in Dallas, here in Fort Worth. Are you okay with that? Donald Trump says that's a good idea. I mean, the statistics were crazy. Stopped murders in the city of New York by like 80%. Stopped crime by on order of 70%. It's really, really hard to walk down the street in Chicago, Illinois without getting shot at or killed. Well, let's put it this way. It's a lot harder than it used to be. Is stop and frisk the answer there? Once again, I'm not a big fan of big government, one-size-fits-all programs. Seems to me that if Chicago wants a stop and frisk, they should vote in a stop and frisk. If Dallas wants a stop and frisk policy, they should vote that in. And the people can react to it as they see fit through the ballot box. And that's the American system, is it not? Trump said that some cities are worse than others. Some are war zones. Clearly, it's that he's never been in a war zone. Through stop and frisk, though stop and frisk was ruled unconstitutional in Trump's home state of New York in 2013, he cited his belief that if you take the gun away, you don't have anything to shoot with. Well, but that's not what the purpose of stop and frisk was all about. The purpose of stop and frisk was to give police officers an opportunity to cite someone for some minor crime like spitting on the sidewalk. What they would do is they would stop you and they would question you about spitting on the sidewalk. They'd give you a citation for it, and then they'd frisk you because you had essentially given them probable cause to go ahead and find out a little bit more about you. Then they found out that maybe there was a warrant out there for your arrest. And so they arrested you. 866-660-5759. Richard in Saginaw, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report.
Jon-David, this is kind of a slippery slope. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with or disagree with you because of the Fourth Amendment aspects of this whole thing, but it was actually doing some good in New York City until the Supreme Court ruled that they were abusing the entitlement, I guess, or not entitlement, but they were abusing
the privilege or yeah. I mean, here's the problem with it, Richard. It is this feeling of the aggrieved, usually a minority class, an aggrieved class of citizenry that believes that they are singled out for more stop and frisk than other members of the citizenry. Then what ends up happening is okay, so what we have to do is we have to be absolutely sure that nobody feels like they're singled out, and before you know it, you're searching little old ladies in airports.
Yeah, I get that, but
here's what I think.
The statistics tell us that
it works.
Police are going to stop people that they have suspicion about.
Right. Yeah, my brother-in-law was a Galveston County sheriff for years and years and years. My son, Jack, said, "Hey, I get stopped all the time." Bob said, "Stop dressing like a hood." He stopped dressing like a hood. He stopped getting stopped all the time. Isn't that crazy? You're listening to the Wells Report. Back with more in just a moment.
Hugh Hewitt watches Trump surge.
It used to be cars were made in Flint and you couldn't drink the water in Mexico. Now cars are made in Mexico and you can't drink the water in Flint.
That is a killer line. Complete clarity.
The Hugh Hewitt Show, weekday mornings at 5, right before Mark Davis at 7 on 660 AM. The Answer.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
The last thing I wanted to inherit from my mom was her varicose and spider veins. Then it happened. Embarrassing, bulgy, knotty-looking legs. Not to mention the pain and swelling. I just couldn't stand it anymore, so I went to Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime. And most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses again.
Whether it's a family gathering or office formal, make sure your legs look and feel their best this fall. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-375-4806. That's 800-375-4806. 800-375-4806.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, you should give Physicians Mutual Insurance Company a call. 1-800-200-9887. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away. So you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-200-9887. That's 1-800-200-9887. 1-800-200-9887.
And now I will tell you about something medically that works. How was that for an intro? I'm about to say it because I never really thought I would. I took Relief Factor as the first pain reliever I would ever endorse because of how it worked for my wife and my colleague Hugh Hewitt. Well, now I can tell you that this thing is just short of some sort of miracle. See, I had an ongoing pain, not terrible, just a pain. I simply assumed I would just live with it. Then I got some knee pain as a result of some of my workouts, so I decided I would take it for the knee pain, and now both are gone. That's why I think of this as sort of a miracle drug. ReliefFactor.com. All I ask is that you visit their website, and then you decide whether or not you try it out. Clearly, it can't help everybody. There is no such thing. But it certainly helps a lot of people, and now I can include me as one of them. So go to ReliefFactor.com.
You've had enough of your back pain. You're tired of it. Find your nearest Walgreens or CVS and look for the Australian Dream, makers of the trusted arthritis pain relief cream, now with a formula to ease back pain. Australian Dream back pain cream is real medicine, and it can effectively relieve your simple backache. It absorbs easily and it isn't greasy. Australian Dream is backed by the empty jar guarantee. No more pain for you. Pull into your Walgreens or CVS now. Get Australian Dream back pain cream in the purple and white box in the pain relief file.
Are you concerned a stock market crash is coming? If you're retired or retiring soon and can't afford to lose 30 to 50% in a crash, protect yourself now.
This is Ken Murray, host of the Money Matters radio show, inviting you to our free seminar.
Choose Tuesday, October 4th, Fort Worth Medical District, or Thursday, October 6th in the Money Matters building, Plano. Ken was featured in Forbes. Clients that followed his advice were out of the market in 2008. Reserve at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net, or call 800-994-0302.
660 AM. The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump reiterated support for stop and frisk. He called for racial unity as violence over a police shooting of a black man engulfed yet another U.S. city, and that, of course, was Charlotte, North Carolina. As a matter of fact, there is a protest going on as we speak. It is now 10:25 there, and they are looking at a midnight curfew. Donald Trump says that stop and frisk ought to be the law of the land. I'm a non-believer in big, gigantic government, one-size-fits-all things, especially where law enforcement is concerned. It seems to me that if Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Keller, Texas, wherever, wanted to have stop and frisk, they could vote it in if they chose to. That's the way I feel about it. I have I have a lot to be. I doubtless would protest the idea of them doing it in Keller, Texas, or Fort Worth, because I think that the Fourth Amendment is much more important than anybody else in America thinks it is. Let me get to Ike in Dallas, Texas. Ike, thanks very much. What do you think about stop and frisk, Ike?
Oh, I think it's a great idea, Jon-David. I grew up in Arkansas, and I'm probably the only Republican I'm probably the only Black Republican in my family, Republican period. But at some point we have to talk about personal responsibility and living and dying by the choices that you make. Not only as an individual, but as a community. And for anyone to allow people in your community to go unchecked in your neighborhood, in your community, without any consequence. And then, when it gets to the point where, law enforcement have to come in and put things back in check. And, when an entire community, when you have an entire community of people that see things going on in their community and don't address it, don't call the authorities to make them aware of it so that they can stop those things, you allow criminal activity to thrive in that area. And,
I agree.
It gets to a point where you have to, take extreme measures. And we're at that point in certain Black communities where things have gone unchecked for so long that, it gets to the point where those drastic measures have to be taken in order to get those things back in check.
Ike, thanks. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for your point of view. Not sure that I'm a big believer in stop and frisk. I think it works for New York because I think New Yorkers think it works for New York. That's the way I think it ought to be left. Just got word from the producer of the Mark Davis Show, Rhonda Moreland. Listen to this. The Best of Dallas is out from the Dallas Observer. The Best of Dallas is out, and my colleague, Mark Davis, is listed as the best radio talk show. Well done. The Dallas Observer, when asked if they knew about Jon-David Wells in the Wells Report, went, who? But they know Mark Davis. Here's what they said. If you're voting for Donald Trump, Mark Davis is for you. The longtime conservative firebrand has hit all the usual marks heading into the 2016 election. Hillary bad, Trump not perfect, but way better than Hillary. Benghazi definitely real important thing, just like Hillary's email scandal, which is worse than Watergate. If you aren't voting for the Donald, Davis is, if you're not voting for the Donald, Davis is perfect for you too. Listening to his weekday morning show is like staring directly into the coming abyss with your crazy but congenial uncle. It may be a little scary, but it's always entertaining. Congratulations, Mark. Well done, brother. The Best of Dallas, according to the Dallas Observer. You're listening to the Wells Report.
How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity, with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Saturday mornings at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
You don't have to talk so loud.
Townhall.com. I have compassion, as do almost everyone in this country, for the 70,000 transgendered individuals living in the United States. But boy, do I loathe the NCAA. The NCAA has withdrawn all championship events from North Carolina for the 2016-2017 academic year because the state has passed laws requiring people to use the bathroom corresponding to their sex at birth.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On your mark, get set, go. Mark Davis, good morning. Well, hold on a minute here. Okay. The first presidential debate is coming up next Monday, and 6:60 a.m. The Answer is going to be there. Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report. Do not miss your chance. They still don't get to see it, do they? Yeah. Got to say congratulations to Mark Davis, who is the latest. Do we want to do that promo? Not in the promo? Okay, I'll do that then. All right. Okay, so you want me to talk about the the debate? Okay. For the first time, they'll be on stage together, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. What will they say to each other? What will they say to we, the people of the United States? The first presidential debate is coming up on Monday. You do not want to miss all the coverage leading up to that, and that is exactly what you're going to find on the next edition of the Wells Report. Do not miss it. We'll see you later tonight on 660 AM The Answer. Mark Davis, you incredible human being. Congratulations on being named the best of Dallas radio talk show host. Mark Davis, you incredible human being. Congratulations on being named the best radio talk show, according to the Dallas Observer. My friend, that is awesome. He's my wingman and my buddy and my colleague. And Mark Davis is the best, according to the Dallas Observer. You got to listen to this broadcast, and you're doing that so you understand exactly why people of the I'm going to do this one more time. I'm meandering. Mark Davis, first things first on this Friday morning. Congratulations on being named the best radio talk show from the Dallas Observer. Well done, my friend. Fantastic. Good job. By the way, you and I are getting together next Monday night. I can hardly wait, in fact. We're going to spend a little bit of time watching them debate. And we're going to be talking about that later on tonight, as well as Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump get together for the first presidential debate next Monday. We will be together with all of our friends at the Studio Movie Grill, but we will also be talking about it. We'll also be talking about it a little later on tonight on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer. Now, do you want to do other ones for Monday? You can be. Okay. So you're like, okay. I did not for Monday. Okay, cool deal. Thanks.
That's 200,000 people. Did you know that's how many people listen to 660 AM The Answer every week? And you have the opportunity to stand in front of the 660 AM The Answer microphone and get 60 seconds to tell our raving fans all about your business. You think you'd get new customers if you did that? You bet. The businesses you hear on 660 AM The Answer are knocking it out of the park with new customers. If you're open to seeing how much it costs to advertise your business on 660 AM The Answer, send an email request to advertise@ksky.com. That's advertise@ksky.com. Let's play ball.
Welcome to Staples.
Oh, Staples guy, help. I need a presentation printed fast.
Well, have no fear. Staples is here. We can print same or next day.
Wow. Oh, but my budget has me handcuffed.
Well, right now, get 20% back in rewards on all color printing, brochures, flyers, even signs.
Staples guy, you're my hero.
I prefer Prince Charming. You know, Prince, because of our color printing.
Yep, I got it.
Get 20% back in rewards on all color printing. Staples. Make more happen.
Instant 2916 exclusions apply. For full details, visit staples.com/rewards.
660 AM The Answer. The Wells Report. A daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Telephone number 866-660-5759. An intriguing question was posed by the Washington Examiner today. It was actually posed by one of my favorite columnists, in fact, Michael Barone. Let me give you a look at some of the things that are going on around the polling world tonight. Donald Trump narrowly leads Hillary Clinton in the battleground states of Nevada, North Carolina, and Ohio. In Nevada, Donald Trump's ahead 43%. The margin of error is 33.5 points, so he's within the margin of error there. But 43 to 40% of the people in Nevada believe that Donald Trump is the best choice. In North Carolina, a little bit better. In fact, that 3.5% margin error, or error margin, is eclipsed by Donald Trump with a 45 to 40% presidential vote preference. Also in Ohio, and this is a big one, of another 5-point lead for Donald Trump. Again, the plus or minus 3.5% margin of error eclipsed, with Donald Trump with 42% of the vote, Hillary Clinton with 37%. So, at least in 3 battleground states, Nevada, North Carolina, Ohio, Donald Trump is doing quite fine. Republican nominee Donald Trump trails his Democrat opponent by 6 points among likely voters ahead of next week's debate, according to an NBC News Wall Street Journal poll released yesterday. The poll was conducted after a tough stretch in which Clinton was sidelined with pneumonia and came under fire for referring to Donald Trump supporters as deplorables. In a four-way race, the poll shows that Clinton leads Trump 43 to 37%, with Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson getting 9%, Green Party candidate Jill Stein at 3%. In a two-way race, Clinton leads 48% to 41%, according to the polls. Despite arguably the worst few weeks of her candidacy, the fundamentals still point toward a Hillary Clinton victory, said Democrat pollster Fred Yang, who conducted the poll with Republican Bill McInturff in an interview with NBC News. Something that hasn't happened would have to happen for Trump to win, McInturff told the Wall Street Journal. Okay, so we shall see. Let's see. This was kind of weird. An internal Obama administration email shows immigration officials may be literally working overtime to swear in as many new citizen voters as possible before the November 8th presidential election. This, according to a powerful lawmaker. The email from a U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services field office chief and part of a chain of correspondence within the agency urges the unnamed recipient to swear in as many citizens as possible due to the election year. The field office, due to the election year, needs to process as many of the N400 cases as possible between now and fiscal year 2016, reads the email, which was disclosed to Fox News by Senator Ron Johnson, the Republican from Wisconsin, who chairs the Committee on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs. Quote, if you have cases in this category or others pending, you are encouraged to take advantage of the OT if you can, says the email. This will be part of the move, part of the opportunity to move your pending naturalization cases. If you have not volunteered for OT, right, please consider and let me know if you are interested. Parts of the email were redacted before it was disclosed to Fox News, but it was sent by the branch chief of the Houston field office, which always makes sense. Texas has to be there somewhere. It was not clear to whom it was addressed to. I could not have said it better, reads a July 21st note. Introducing the forward missive. It's the end of the year crunch time, so let's get crunchy. Go Team Houston. Thanks for all your hard work. Yeah. Johnson and Senator Charles Grassley of Iowa sent a letter to the Department of Homeland Security, Jay Johnson. Said it appears the agency is trying to swear in new citizens as the election between Democrat nominee Hillary Clinton and GOP choice Donald Trump approaches. Your department seems intent on approving as many naturalization cases as quickly as possible, at a time when it should instead be putting on the brakes and reviewing past adjudications. Johnson referred to a report this week from the Department of Homeland Security Inspector General that found at least 858 people from terror hotspots in other countries of concern had been mistakenly granted citizenship after facing orders of deportation using other identities. Considering the U.S. CIS already has a troubling record of inadequate review of naturalization applications, mistakenly giving away citizenship to terrorists, criminals, and other fraudsters, it's disturbing they're now in full and blind rubber stamp mode to crank out new citizens, said Jessica Vaughn, the Director of Policy Studies for the Center for Immigration Studies. Unbelievable. All right. But this intriguing question comes from the Washington Examiner. Michael Barone asks it. What happens to the Democrat Party if Hillary loses? There have been a lot of people talking about the Republican Party. If Donald Trump loses, what would happen to the Republican Party? Of course, there have been a lot of people asking what would happen to the Republican Party if Donald Trump wins. But not many people have talked about the fate of the Democrat Party if Hillary Clinton loses, says Michael Barone. Certainly, there's reason to think or fear the Republican Party will change. Republicans likely won't support the bulk of support for free trade agreements they increasingly have for 40 years. Prominent Republicans probably won't press for mass legalization of illegal immigrants as they did in 2006, 2007, and 2013. If Trump loses, the Republican electorate will have become more downscale and elderly, a continuation of a process that's been in train since the middle 1990s. The long-term migration of voters southward along I-95 will have made the East Coast just about as solidly Democratic as the West Coast, leaving a Republican rump in the interior South and Great Plains. Anti-Trump Republicans hope the Trump effect will just go away, and will note that a defeated Trump will not leave much behind in the nature of an institutional apparatus, which is basically what happened in 1964 when Barry Goldwater was defeated. But the argument for going back to pre-Trump positions is weakened by the fact the Republicans have lost 4 of the last 6 presidential elections between 1992 and 2012. There's no doubt about it. The Republican Party does not know how to elect a president. That's why the people involved in all of the Republican primaries took the decision out of the hands of the Republican Party. So Republicans don't believe the Republican Party knows what it's doing. That stunning rebuke hasn't been reported as much as it should be, in my view. But what if Hillary Clinton loses, asks Michael Barone. The political map in that case will look quite different. Democrat states confined to the Northeast, West Coast, and a few splotches in between. The presidential Democrat Party, like the congressional Democrat Party, will be concentrated in heavily Democrat central cities, some sympathetic suburbs, and scattered university towns. The shock for Democrats will likely be more severe than for Republicans if Trump loses. Imagine the best candidate in your party losing to the weakest candidate in the other party, speculated Dan McLaughlin at nationalreview.com. After years of telling yourself that your party had unlocked the demographic code to a permanent majority. Well, yeah, but the American people are the only people in the country that actually knows what freedom, liberty, and the next president is going to be. One option for Democrats would be to moderate their policies as they did, as the New Democrats urged in the 1980s and Bill Clinton did in the 1990s. After all, that proved pretty successful, but the current Democrat electorate has little stomach for going back to that strategy. Well, that's because the entire party has been taken over by leftist, progressive, anti-American thugs. Most of my Democrat friends have nothing to do with the party that they currently supposedly support. Most of my Democrat friends act more like less conservative independents than Democrats, or what passes as Democrats today. If Hillary Clinton loses, the Democrat Party is going to have to come to grips with the fact that the leftists, which took over the party just in time for the election of Barack Obama, are going to have to let go of it. And they're going to have to let go of it fast. It's very much like the religious right taking over the Republican Party in the 1980s. The party orthodoxy of the Democrat Party, leftist, progressive, we know more than you, we're smarter than you, hell, you can't even spend your own money properly. If Hillary Clinton loses, that political philosophy is going to go down the tubes in a very, very big hurry. As far as the Republican Party lost its way on purpose. The Republican Party abandoned conservatism because most Republicans are simply not conservative. Most Republicans, as we now know, with the presidential defection of George Herbert Walker Bush, Most of those middle-of-the-road Republicans are exactly what we thought they were. Democrat enablers looking for political opportunity and political expedience, and very little else. When the Republican Party speaks, and I'm talking about the people, I'm talking about the actual voters, and the party leadership decides that what the people are saying is wrong, then what you have is an honest-to-goodness political mess. And that's how you find the Republican Party. Now, you know how I feel about the Republican Party. The Republican Party must stand for conservative, constitutional, Judeo-Christian principles, period. But I've been waiting for the Republican Party to rediscover Ronald Reagan conservatism, because that's what actually works every time they try it. I've been waiting for the Republican Party to rediscover that, and I'm not seeing they're getting it. I think Paul Ryan talks a really good game, but I don't see any results. I guess we all need to be from Missouri if we're in the Republican Party. You're just going to have to show me. Because what you say isn't what you do. I'm interested in what you do. So what happens if our major candidates lose? What happens if Hillary loses? What happens to the Democrat Party? If Donald Trump loses, what happens to the Republican Party? The Republican Party cannot claim that Donald Trump hijacked anything. Donald Trump represents a repudiation of the Republican Party and what they were planning on trying to get done again. No, we're just not going to put up with that. That is just not what we're going to do. And by golly, that's what they did. If Hillary Clinton loses, Deborah Wasserman Schultz and all that, and President Obama and all those people of the progressive left, the Bill Ayers people, they have to look straight in the mirror and say, you know what, we were wrong. They won't, of course, because that's the essential it of progressivism. That's the essential anti-American thuggery of it. As long as they can manipulate whatever part of the American government is necessary to manipulate, leftist progressives will consider themselves successful no matter how badly they damage the nation to change it to their will. And that is the difference, in my view, between a Republican Party in defeat after Trump and a Democrat Party in defeat after Hillary. I think the Republican Party might actually learn something. Maybe not, but I can dream, can't I? You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. You are not going to believe this, but at some point, all of this political stuff will be finished for a while. Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report. What am I talking about? Did you know that big cellular phone companies spend a lot of time supporting liberal ideology and liberal politicians with hundreds of millions of your former dollars? Yeah, you pay your bill, they elect liberals. Get in touch with PatriotMobile.com. Check it out. You'll get a free Samsung Galaxy S7 with unlimited talk, text, and data plan for just $70. Mention or enter the promo code WELLS. Now, this is the most important part. To be able to get this deal, you've got to mention or enter the promo code WELLS at checkout, WELLS, to waive activation fees for up to 2 lines. You've got to hurry because this offer is only good while supplies last. Don't let liberal progressives and their phone companies defeat our conservative ideas and leaders. Get in touch with Patriot Mobile, 1-800-A-PATRIOT, 1-800-A-PATRIOT, or PatriotMobile.com.
More of the Wells Report is coming up next on 660 AM. The Answer. Mike Gallagher sees a spiral in the Clinton campaign.
Let me allow you to fully embrace how bad things are right now for the Clinton campaign with tightening polls, how good things are going for Donald Trump. It has turned in a major way. Donald Trump, once again, all of us who've raised concerns about Hillary Clinton's health are being vindicated.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekday mornings at 10, right before Dennis Prager at noon on 660 AM. The Answer.
20 plus years of unemployment. That's what retirement is, or should be. But imagine still working when you're 75 because you didn't have an exit plan for the next stock market crash. If you think your current plan has too much risk, or you're tired of paying hidden fees, listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ Saturdays at 4 p.m. Rick and Kevin will tell you the truth about the financial world we live in. No one knows when the next correction will be. So listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ Saturdays at 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer.
Message and data rates may apply.
When did American men get so soft? Today's average red-blooded American man has less testosterone than his father, and his father has less testosterone than his father. Before we turn into a country of powder puffs, Force Factor is launching the Man Up America event. We want to send every man in America a complimentary bottle of the breakout supplement taking GNC by storm. Test X180 Ignite, loaded with free testosterone-boosting manliness. Get your complimentary bottle by texting MAN to 321-321. Test X180 Ignite raises levels of free testosterone in your body to help build lean muscle during workouts. Plus, it helps incinerate fat, fuel explosive sexual desire, and improve performance. Now you can continue to feel like the real men that made this country great. Do yourself a favor. Do America a favor. Text MAN to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle. That's a complimentary bottle by texting MAN to 321-321.
Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. Have you received a letter or personal visit from the IRS? Has the IRS garnished your paycheck or seized your bank account? If so, you need to take action now. Wall & Associates is the most powerful tax resolution firm in the world. We develop trust with our free face-to-face consultation. Call 1-800-983-3313 to get immediate help. Wall & Associates can help you. 1-800-983-3313 or visit us at wallandassociates.net.
You can buy your next gun anywhere, but there's nowhere like the Texas Gun Pros. There are gun shows, big box stores, and even the occasional eccentric dealer. But there is no one like the Texas Gun Pros. Texas Gun Pros are truly your pros for all your gun needs, bringing you big store selection with a local family experience. There truly is no one like Texas Gun Pros. What else makes the Texas Gun Pros stand out from the rest? An online catalog with hundreds of guns, guaranteed to have the one you're looking for. Texas Gun Pros is the only place in North Texas that can give you the gun you want for the price you can afford. Don't miss out on the amazing selection and friendly staff at Texas Gun Pros. Stop by their North Richland Hills location or visit them on the web at texasgunpros.com. That's texasgunpros.com. texasgunpros.com. And see how it feels to be a member of the Texas Gun Pros family.
In the world of mattresses, personalized comfort matters. Your body needs a mattress that will fit your unique physical needs. So a personalized fit means less back and neck pain and ultimately better sleep. Eric Nadel for Savin European Sleep Systems. 30 minutes with the pros at Savin. That's exactly what you get. A custom tailored mattress and a more comfortable sleeping experience. Why buy a Savin? Why would you ever consider anything else? It's simply a better mattress. Savin European Sleep Systems. In Dallas and Southlake. Go to savin.com.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AMTheAnswer.com. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. Jon-David Wells at your service. The House Oversight Committee voted today to recommend holding the former State Department IT specialist who set up Hillary Clinton's private server in contempt of Congress after he again ignored a subpoena to appear before the panel. The resolution to hold Brian Pagliano in contempt goes next to the full House, which would ultimately decide whether to hold the controversial figure in the Clinton email case in contempt. Subpoenas are not optional, Committee Chairman Jason Chaffetz of Utah said. This committee cannot operate, it cannot perform its duties if subpoenas are ignored. Chaffetz swiftly moved to consider the contempt resolution after issuing a subpoena for Pauliano to appear today following a no-show earlier this month. He said the committee was left with no choice when Pauliano skipped again. It's unclear when and whether the full House will vote on the measure, which cleared the committee on a 1915 vote. Party line. Majority Republicans, though, were accused of partisanship by Democrats and Pauliano's attorneys. Well, I'm sorry, that's just not the way it's going to be. You're going to have to testify. You're simply going to have to testify. But I'll tell you what. If Richard Nixon had the stones and the brass that these people have, he wouldn't have been forced to quit. And that's a fact. This is the Wells Report.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer. It's Baylor Bears football right here on 660 a.m. The Answer. Join John Morris and J.J. Joe as they bring you every bone-jarring hit and sensational touchdown as the Bears compete for the Big 12 title.
Tune in this Saturday as the Baylor Bears take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys with pregame at 6 p.m. and kickoff at 6:30 p.m. That's the pregame at 6 p.m., kickoff at 6:30 p.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
When you live with back pain, every day has certain challenges, like picking up my kids or trying to get groceries out of the car. I had tried medication. Even a surgery didn't help. That's when I heard about Dr. Chad. I am pain-free. Seriously, no more back pain, no more medications. Thank you, Dr. Chad.
Do you have low back or neck pain? Does it run down your arms or your legs? Do you have a bulging or herniated disc degeneration, or spinal arthritis? Even worse, have you been told you need back surgery or injections? If you answered yes, then please listen to what I have to say. My name is Dr. Chad Glines, DC, at Genesis Back and Neck, and I use the most advanced spinal decompression system available, the DRX 9000, to correct back problems just like yours. If you're a candidate for decompression, you can try out the treatment all at no charge to you. So if you're ready to not hurt anymore and don't want to have surgery, call me at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at mylowback.com.
I've been teaching organic chemistry for the last 17 years, so I'm pretty good with complex calculations. But when I started thinking about my retirement, I was pretty stumped. Luckily, I have TIAA as my financial partner. Together, we retrosynthetically analyzed my financial future, which is organic chem speak for we figured it out.
Your personal success takes a financial partner who values it as much as you do. Learn more at TIAA.org.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Protesters again taking to the streets in Charlotte. A midnight curfew imposed on this third night of demonstrations over a white cop shooting a black man. A protester shot last night has died.
The police version is that he was shot by another civilian out here on the street. What the demonstrators believe is that he was shot in the head with a rubber bullet shot by the police. So therefore, they're not dissuaded from what they're doing because they believe it shows just what they're up against.
Fox's Mike Tobin. Tulsa officer Betty Shelby facing manslaughter charges in the shooting death of unarmed black man Terrence Crutcher. Video shows him walking away with his arms in the air as he was shot. His sister Tiffany.
We will stay vigilant as this process moves forward and join the others peacefully in demanding greater accountability.
The officer claims Crutcher wasn't following police commands. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM The Answer.
How will the future affect the money decisions you make now?
Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity, with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Saturday mornings at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
This is Hugh Hewitt for townhall.com. I have compassion, as do almost everyone in this country, for the 70,000 transgendered individuals living in the United States. But boy, do I loathe the NCAA. The NCAA has withdrawn all championship events from North Carolina for the 2016-2017 academic year because the state has passed laws requiring people to use the bathroom corresponding to their sex at birth. Mark Emmert, the president of the NCAA, explained, saying, quote, "We believe in providing a safe, respectful environment at our events. If you believe this, Mr. Emmert, shut down and sanction every college. He would not let players take the field when lightning strikes because that is a real safety issue. This is politically correct nonsense. If the NCAA can tell Penn State to shut down and erase all of its losses and wins, if they can suspend programs that are state-funded for years and years, the voluntary membership aspect of the organization isn't voluntary. It's just the politicization of sport by the nanny state." I'm Hugh Hewitt.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. We all know that summer is busy, a lot going on, and sometimes things slip through the cracks, like the cracks in your walls or sheetrock or the doors that are sticky, the signs of foundation problems that are right in front of your face, but you're just too busy to get to them. Well, that could be a costly delay. I want you to go right now to abacusfoundationrepair.com. Call them if you have the slightest question about foundation trouble, because you do not want this to go any further. 972-406-9000. To call the right company the first time. 972-406-9000. abacusfoundationrepair.com. And just to sweeten the deal for you, give you a little motivation to call them today, $1,000 off. $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. And they're not just any old pilings. They are Millennium composite pilings, the toughest, the best. They're the only North Texas foundation people that have them. So 972-406-9000. Get that foundation fixed right now. 972-406-9000 or abacusfoundationrepair.com.
John Truitt here for Simple Sleep Services. Are you ready to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea? The Simple Sleep system from Simple Sleep Services is a compact, comfortable, custom-fit solution that's proven to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea. It's covered by medical insurance, and many patients are meeting their deductibles this time of year. This may mean less cash out of pocket for you and your partner to get the restful sleep you deserve. No mood-killing mask, no pain or downtime. Just a better night's sleep for you and the loved one next to you. I personally use the Simple Sleep system, and I wouldn't go a night without it. Learn more at simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. That's 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com. For your convenience, we have offices located in both Dallas and Fort Worth. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. Call 469-685-1700 or go to simplesleepservices.com. That's simplesleepservices.com.
Ever wonder what it takes to be a pro athlete? I'm Billy Joe Dupree, former Dallas Cowboys, and I had the privilege of being one for 11 years. Every pro athlete works to be the best they can be. And those of us retired still strive to be the best. It's in our DNA. If you're over 30, your energy level is low, you're having trouble recovering from workouts, or lost interest in sex, Life Restore MD can help. Life Restore MD offers testosterone and growth hormone therapy, ED solutions, medical weight loss programs, and nutrition plans. They are covered by most insurance companies while offering personal concierge medicine. Whether you've tried other clinics or have just put off seeing a physician, give Life Restore MD a call. One doctor's appointment could change the quality of your life. Be your best. Give them a call.
Call Life Restore MD at 800-565-9339. That's 800-565-9339 or liferestoremd.com.
There's no real ladylike way of describing this, is there?
Shonda Pierce, the queen of clean comedy, is back with the Happily Laughter After Tour.
Hi, this ain't Pretty Bill. We're going to tell you how it really is.
Come see Shonda Pierce and special guest Karen Williams and the Happily Laughter After Tour. For details and ticket information, visit awakeningevents.com.
The 94.9 KLTY Dallas Baptist University Concert Series, Saturday, October 8th at Cottonwood Creek Church in Allen. Get tickets at itickets.com.
Hi, I'm Larry Patterson, owner of Glass Doctor. In our disposable society, we're conditioned to throw out the whole thing when just one part goes bad. Like when the insulated glass windows in your home get condensation between the panes. You don't need to replace the whole window. The specialists at Glass Doctor can install new insulated glass in your existing frames with a lifetime warranty for a lot less than you might think. To see how quick and easy it is, visit glassdoctor.com today. That's glassdoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, will fix your paint. Oh, yeah!
660 AM, The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Did President Obama hurt himself by vetoing the 9/11 victims bill? 866-660-5759. The White House has made it clear that a bill that was passed by voice vote unanimously by every legislator in the American Congress is going to be vetoed by the president. The bill would permit families of 9/11 terrorist victims to sue the government of Saudi Arabia. President Obama wants to veto the measure. Both bodies of Congress are tentatively prepping to override that veto. They don't have any choice. Politically, they will override this veto. The founders entrusted the legislative branch with extensive powers. The distribution of powers throughout the government is very carefully set aside in measured ways for the sake of balance. In our lives, that balance has been disturbed by politicians, mostly from the left, but certainly not exclusively from the left, warping the judicial branch of Congress into a de facto super legislature in an effort to make laws that comport with a leftist agenda that would never make it through the legislature. Happens over and over and over again. When it comes down to, however, the founders entrusting the legislative branch with extensive powers, they made sure that there was a restraint. In Federalist number 73, Alexander Hamilton suggested the executive branch might hesitate to contest the legislative branch. So Hamilton pushed for a presidential veto, a mechanism where the executive could overrule the legislation and hold it in check. Veto is Latin for I forbid. Vega, by the way, is Latin for change my engine. Sorry, it was a hot rod joke back from the 70s. I couldn't help it, really. Hey, somebody out there, Vicky, you laughed. You got it.
And that's because I like cars.
See? Another reason why she hangs out with me.
That's about the only one.
Conflict is quintessential in the United States Constitution. Our government is designed to be a fight. Hamilton advocates something less than an absolute veto for the president. He suggests tipping the scales back in favor of the legislature if both houses of Congress can override the veto with a 2/3 vote. Article 1, Section 7 of the Constitution dictates how a bill becomes law. It states that both bodies of Congress must approve the package and requires the president's signature. Here's where the veto escape clause lies. If the president disagrees with the bill, he shall return it with his objections to that house in which it shall have originated. Congress then has the option of attempting an override. Still, an override effort is not mandatory. If the president returns the bill to sender, he must issue his veto message within 10 days of receiving the legislation. A bill becomes law without the president's signature if he does not veto the bill within the 10-day threshold. President George Washington first used his veto pen April 5th, 1792, on a measure dealing with congressional reapportionment. It would be another 53 years before Congress overrode a veto. Congress overrode a veto by President John Tyler March 3rd, 1845, on a bill dealing with the construction of revenue cutter ships. The override proved to be an ignominious punctuation point to Tyler's fluky presidency. Tyler's term expired the next day. I love American history. I've become a Constitution nerd. I have. I have become a Constitution nerd. I had to. Had to have some idea what I was talking about when I was saying, you know what, we really, really, really need to get back to the Constitution in this land. We do. Congress has never overridden one of Obama's vetoes. Lawmakers stumbled to override the president on bills dealing with the Keystone Pipeline and repealing Obamacare. Congress last successfully overrode a presidential veto July 2008. A Democrat House and Senate overrode the veto of President George W. Bush on a Medicare package. The veto and override apparatus sets up the ultimate conflict between the executive and the legislative branches. The Constitution entrusts a lot of power to the people via the legislative branch, but with a veto override option, the Constitution returns the ultimate authority to the bodies representing the people if lawmakers muster a supermajority in both chambers. The Senate originated the 9/11 Victims Bill, so it was up to the Senate to send the measure to the White House. The Senate did so on Monday, September 12th. That set in motion the 10-day calendar, excluding this past Sunday, which requires President Obama to veto the bill by 11:59 p.m. tomorrow night, or the bill will become law. It was thought that the Senate could approve all of its work for the fall last week and skip town. That would have been the perfect scenario for the Obama administration. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky itches to cut loose vulnerable GOP senators facing competitive re-election bids. So, it was doubtful the president would veto the bill while he huddled with world leaders at the start of the UN General Assembly in New York this week. Many thought it was unlikely the Senate would reconvene prior to the election for an override vote. Moreover, punting the override vote until after the election would inoculate lawmakers who may oppose the bill. Article 1, Section 7 of the Constitution requires a recorded roll call tally to document how lawmakers vote on an override. Postponing an override vote protects lawmakers from bad optics of opposing 9/11 family victims. But Congress hasn't figured out a way to expeditiously finish its work to fund the government this week, let alone last week, so Congress will meet through next week at least. And McConnell plans a veto override effort in the coming days. So expect the president to veto the bill tomorrow and return the package to Capitol Hill, along with an exhaustive set of objections. Many of them will likely be classified, by the way. Terrorism and foreign policy are emerging as a major theme for the GOP just 6 weeks before the election. There were this weekend's terror attacks in New York and New Jersey and Minnesota. The House is voting on multiple bills dealing with the so-called ransom the U.S. paid to Iran to release hostages. Congressional Republicans might not be able to duplicate the efforts of lawmakers in 1845 when they handed President Tyler a veto on the day before he left office, but the GOP can sure saddle Obama with a big defeat on a national security issue just before an election with the first successful override of a veto. I suspect that that's going to happen. And I also suspect it's a bad idea for President Obama to veto it. But that's what I want to ask you about. Is President Obama hurting himself with the people of the United States? Yes. Yes, he is. Is he hurting himself with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? No. No, he isn't. So arguably, the president with this veto is going to choose the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia over the victims of the 9/11 attacks. That, by the way, is what this is going to come down to. Why would the president do that? Tell you why. Because the president is going to have to deal more with the power brokers and the Saudi Arabian government than he will ever have to deal with the American people again. President Obama is simply picking the people he wants to run with after he is finished with his presidency. Why would he do that? Why would he choose the Saudi government over the people of the United States? Well, there are a couple of reasons. One, he doesn't like the people of the United States much, and he doesn't really care whether we like him at all. Two, he's, I think, and I said this, and by the way, there were some very interesting pieces of legerdemain at the UN General Assembly this week. They still haven't played out. But President Obama wants to be the General Secretary of the United Nations. That's his next political goal. Arguably, he wants to be president of the world. I don't know that I disagree with the fact that I'm pretty sure that President Obama would have a much better chance of becoming the General Secretary of the United Nations, Secretary General, than any American president ever, certainly since the UN was impaneled. It would be interesting to see what he would do. But I would tell you, if he doesn't veto this bill, the royal family, the Saudi royal family, would have nothing to do with him after it was all over. Why would we do this? Why would we allow the victims of 9/11 to sue one of our strongest allies in the Middle East? Why would we do that? To me, the solution is quite simple. The answer to that question and a lot more comes up next. You're listening to the Wells Report. Jon-David Wells at your service, headed toward midnight on Thursday night in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. This is the Wells Report.
20 plus years of unemployment. That's what retirement is, or should be. But imagine still working when you're 75 because you didn't have an exit plan for the next stock market crash. If you think your current plan has too much risk, or you're tired of paying hidden fees, listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ, Saturdays at 4 p.m. Rick and Kevin will tell you the truth about the financial world we live in. No one knows when the next correction will be. So listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ, Saturdays at 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer.
Only really rich people can afford poor quality windows, because rich people can just replace their windows a second time. This is Robert Jackson from Renewal by Andersen, the full-service replacement window division of Andersen. Don't try to cut corners and buy those poor quality vinyl windows. They don't last. The quality of our windows is so exceptional that we actually replace other replacement windows. For a very limited time, get free installation on every window and patio door you replace. And with our financing, don't pay us anything for 18 months. When it comes to replacing your windows, you want to do this job right the first time. And that's why we ask you call us.
To schedule your free Renewal by Andersen window diagnosis and get free installation, call 469-706-3400. 469-706-3400. That's 469-706-3400.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of New Biotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-600-4851. Strict limit of 1 per household.
I used to be plagued by potbelly and constant bloating. After taking New Biotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. If your belly flattening results are too dramatic, simply reduce use to every other day. Think you might be bloated? See how much flatter New Biotics makes your belly. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-600-4851. That's 1-800-600-4851.
1-800-600-4851. We are visiting our friend Chef Tom Fleming at Crossroads Diner. What do you have cooking today, Tom?
We've talked before, and it's great to talk to you again. Let me ask you a question. When you're going to those other breakfast places, are they making stuff in-house? You should ask them. Because at the Crossroads Diner, well, we make a lot of things in-house. You might ask, what? Well, let me help you. Well, there's the sticky buns, our homemade pancake mix, our whole wheat pancake mix, biscuits made in-house, sauces made from scratch, jams and jellies, our chorizo, Italian sausage, our quiche. I could go on and on, but really, you just need to ask the other guys, are they doing that? Because I don't think they are, but know that we are.
Crossroads Diner. Come eat with them at their new location, now at the corner of Preston and Campbell in the Kroger Shopping Center. Open for breakfast and lunch, Tuesday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Or visit them on the web at crossroads-diner.com. Home-style goodness meets traditional diner. Great recipes, fresh ingredients, comfortable environment, and genuine hospitality are the heart and soul of Crossroads Diner. They'll be waiting for you.
If you're a business owner, I want you to imagine standing on home plate in front of a sold-out crowd of 50,000 raving fans at a professional baseball game. They give you the microphone and you have 60 seconds to tell the crowd why they should do business with you. Out of 50,000 people, do you think you might get some new customers? Sure you would. Now imagine you could do that in front of 4 sold-out baseball games. That's 200,000 people. Did you know that's how many people listen to 660 AM The Answer every week? And you have the opportunity to stand in front of the 660 AM The Answer microphone and get 60 seconds to tell our raving fans all about your business. Do you think you'd get new customers if you did that? You bet. The businesses you hear on 660 AM The Answer are knocking it out of the park with new customers. If you're open to seeing how much it costs to advertise your business on 660 AM The Answer, send an email request to advertise@ksky.com. That's advertise@ksky.com. Let's play ball.
Stay healthy from head to wallet with Wellness Plus with Plenty at Rite Aid. You can earn Plenty points on hundreds of specially marked products each week on your favorite brands. Every 100 Plenty points equals $1 off your next purchase. Sign up today in store or online at riteaid.com. And that's just one of the 4 ways to save. Now through September 24th, spend $50 a week on participating products at Rite Aid and earn 2,000 Plenty points worth $20 in savings. Visit riteaid.com/rakenpoints for details.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. And so President Obama, sometime tomorrow, will veto the 9/11 victims bill, a bill that was passed by acclamation in both houses of Congress. The president will hurt himself with the American people by doing this. He should. This should be another stain for a legacy that will doubtless carry many of them into the future. But here's the situation. This is where we have to start looking at this realistically. Up until now, in the war on terror, our freedoms and liberties, our laws, have been used against us by our enemies. Our sensitivities to race relations in our nation has become Islamophobia as practiced by CARE and many of the other organizations that protect the interests of radical Islam. CARE is a radical Islam, Muslim Brotherhood organization. That went down essentially as an unindicted co-conspirator in the Holy Land trial. You notice I said unindicted because they keep playing our legal system like a guitar. All the people that fought in the opening stanza of the war on terror, those who fought against us in the Second Iraq War, those people were able to wait it out. They were able to just sit there in Guantanamo Bay, arguably the most expensive Caribbean resort in the United States inventory, eat perfect food, get perfect medical care. They've been there for 15, 16 years. Playing soccer, doing what they do. So there is no accountability for the terrorists. There's no accountability for Afghanistan. You can't bomb them back into the Stone Age because Afghanistan still is in the Stone Age. So what can you do to extend no kidding accountability into the terror world? Well, you can remember a part of the Bush doctrine that says if you are a terrorist or if you are a country that harbors terrorists, we're coming after you. And I believe those words would have just a little bit more bite if we'd actually apply them to someone's backsides, specifically the Saudi royal family. Should they pay for all of the terror attacks on 9/11? No. But they should be in tears when they pay the last one, when they pay for the last terrorist attack. They should be in tears. This is the Wells Report.
Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. Have you received a letter or personal visit from the IRS? Has the IRS garnished your paycheck or seized your bank account? If so, you need to take action now. You're a target of the most powerful collection agency in the world, and you need representation you can trust. Don't get scammed by imitators and telemarketers' high-pressure tactics. At Wall & Associates, they develop trust with their clients through a free face-to-face consultation. They've saved their clients over $129 million in the past 5 years. Call 1-800-983-5313 now for your free face-to-face consultation. Ignoring your tax problem will only make it worse. Call 1-800-983-5313 to get immediate help. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has helped thousands of taxpayers, and they can help you. Call now, 1-800-983-5313, 800-983-5313, wallandassociates.net.
From Plano to Denton down to Louisville too. Huffines has it. Also in McKinney, we'll prove it to you. Huffines has it.
Mr. Ray Huffines.
Serving North Texas with Texas values since 1924. At Huffines, you will be treated like family.
And now, during Ram Power Days at both locations of family-owned and family-run Huffines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Plano and Louisville, get Texas-size savings in our Texas-size selection of Ram trucks. And get huge savings on every new Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram in stock. Plus, save even more with the highest cash rebates, lowest financing available, and top dollar for your trade. For more, click to Huffines.net or come to Huffines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Plano at Plano Parkway in Ohio, or in Louisville at Huffines Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram on I-35 just north of 121.
The last thing I wanted to inherit from my mom was her varicose and spider veins. Then it happened. Embarrassing, bulgy, knotty-looking legs. Not to mention the pain and swelling. I just couldn't stand it anymore, so I went to Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime. And most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses again.
Whether it's a family gathering or office formal, make sure your legs look and feel their best this fall. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-375-4806. That's 800-375-4806. 800-375-4806.
If you're the mom of a 7 to 12-year-old girl, Secret Keeper Girl is for you. Created by best-selling author Dana Gresh, the Secret Keeper Girl all-new Purple Party Tour provides moms with practical tools to teach their girls the secrets of true beauty and biblical modesty. Live worship, deep Bible teaching, mother-daughter prayer time, and a modesty fashion show. Secret Keeper Girl teaches your daughter that Jesus is her foundation, not the fashion industry, not her friends, not boys. Jesus. The Secret Keeper Girl all-new Purple Party Tour is a fun way to help you and your daughter dig deeply into God's Word.
Part of the Dallas Baptist University Concert Series, September 24th at First Euless, secretkeepergirl.com. September 24th at First Euless.
Hiring people is probably the worst part of my job.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. One click and my job was posted to 100+ job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 100+ job sites. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio offer. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio offer.
Yeah, your toilet's definitely clogged, but I think I found the problem. Sir, is this your action figure?
Yes, I sent him in to check out the pipes.
As a small business owner, you've got enough to deal with. Let the experts at Progressive insure your business so you can focus on more important things. With over 30 commercial, auto, and business coverage options, we'll build a plan that's right for you.
I got something else. Are these toy cars? Had to send in backup.
Visit ProgressiveCommercial.com to get started. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Weld Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
Officially named the Dallas Observer's favorite radio talk show, Mark Davis will hit the air again tomorrow morning, bright and early. Mark, what have you got planned for us?
Hey, JD, good Thursday night. What a week. City streets on fire in Charlotte. Motorists terrorized. And why? Because we have some questions about racial disparities in law enforcement. All right, let's address those issues boldly, honestly, forthrightly. But two things not to do. Number one, rioting. And number two, another weekend of anthem protests, which you know is coming. Also coming, the Trump-Hillary debate Monday night, ready to go. We'll look ahead to that, look ahead to the weekend on our Friday morning show. Join me tomorrow, Mark Davis Show, 7 to 10 a.m., right here on 660 a.m., The Answer.
Thanks very much. I appreciate that, Marcus. Thank you. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. That's our telephone number. Please join us if you see fit. Senator Ted Cruz has been very busy. He is very concerned, as are many other people in the United States, about the U.S. oversight of internet names and the agency that oversees that being given to a blurry continuum of essentially totalitarian parties who really could not care less about the freedoms and liberties enjoyed by Americans. In fact, they are not just embarrassed by them, they are never interested at all, ever, period, in moving them forward among their population or ours. What he's been trying to do is Ted Cruz has been trying to regain U.S. oversight of internet names. Today, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell laid out a clean CR, continuing resolution CR, a blueprint for a continuing resolution to fund the government from October 1st through December 9th. It does not include a provision to delay the transfer. There have been broad requests for a clean continuing resolution, said McConnell on the Senate floor. So that's what I've just offered. It's the result of many, many hours of bipartisan work across the aisle. It's a fair proposal that funds all current government operations through December 9th. It also adds additional funding for veterans and money to fight the Zika virus by developing a vaccine and supporting mosquito control. That being said, Cruz does not want the United States to cede control of the free speech side of internet names to authoritarian countries like China, Russia, Iran, who can censor the internet. Senate Majority Whip John Cornyn of Texas told reporters here in the Lone Star State yesterday, my hope is that the CR will include a delay of a transfer to the private sector, the transfer of the internet names sector. We need some reassurances we're not going to do anything that's going to cause a lot of harm, said Cornyn. GOP nominee Trump's campaign issued a statement yesterday as well opposing the transfer. Donald J. Trump is committed to preserving internet freedom for the American people and citizens all over the world. The U.S. should not turn control of the internet over to the United Nations and the international community, said Stephen Miller, Trump's national policy director. Ted Cruz, for his part, said this: appreciate at the real Donald Trump's support of our efforts to keep the internet free. Now, I don't know what Ted Cruz has been up to since stepping away from the presidential chase and refusing to endorse Donald Trump at the Republican convention. But it is interesting that Donald Trump is showing support, overt support for Ted Cruz. Is it some kind of an apology? You know, I think it might well be. I'm not exactly sure what Ted Cruz is going to do about all this, whether he's going to be successful in keeping the United States in control of the part of the internet that it now controls, the oversight of internet names. I believe that the United States, since we invented the internet, with the apt help of Al Gore, of course, seems to me that it's our thing and we should keep it. The President of the United States doesn't believe that the government or the people of this country are pure enough to be able to have that kind of power, which is truly a cynical abuse of the greatness of this land, in my view. And so what we have here is we have a situation where indeed Donald Trump wants the internet to be kept under the purvey of the United States. Do you agree with that? 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. The Republicans in Congress are admirably leading a fight to save the internet this week and need all of the help the American people can give to be successful, said Stephen Miller, Donald Trump's national policy director. Hillary Clinton's Democrats are refusing to protect the American people by not protecting the internet. We should do that. Cruz noted it, saying, appreciate Donald Trump's support of our efforts to keep the internet free. The Examiner said that Cruz spokeswoman Catherine Frazier indicated the senator is still weighing whether to endorse Donald Trump. The latest softening by Cruz toward Trump is being closely watched by anti-Trump conservatives who had taken pleasure in the senator's high-profile apparent rejection of the presidential nominee. Conservatives, by the way, are concerned that Cruz will do an about-face and back the real estate mogul who alienated the senator during the increasingly nasty primary fight, in which he said derogatory things about Cruz's wife and father. There were thousands of people not in the arena who would be utterly disappointed that Cruz didn't maintain his principled stand for conservatism, said the Examiner's Rick Tyler. Or the Examiner quoting Rick Tyler, Cruz's former campaign spokesman, as saying, endorsing now for no reciprocation, he would just end up being a Trump chump. So let me ask you a couple of things. First of all, has this internet thing sort of just washed over you? Are you kind of unsure as to what it all means? If indeed the United States does not act to keep control over the part of the internet it currently controls, do you see the internet getting worse? I happen to see it getting worse, but then again, I happen to believe that Americans are good people, unlike the President of the United States. The other thing is this. The other thing is Ted Cruz. Will Ted Cruz hurt himself by reversing his field and going ahead and endorsing Donald Trump? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. I don't know what political reward would be in it for Ted Cruz if indeed he did reverse course, but I believe there would be a substantial uplift for the Republican Party. It would be an opportunity for those splintered conservatives who stood with Ted Cruz even beyond times when they probably should have made a switch. It doesn't seem that there would be a big benefit. Cruz doesn't want to leave the Senate. He wouldn't take a cabinet position. Mike Pence is the running mate of Donald Trump. There is no vice presidency available. So as we come to this conversation, what's in it for Ted Cruz? Little rehab, maybe? But that depends on you. If Ted Cruz reversed his field and started endorsing Donald Trump, would you be happy? Would you be angry? What would you do? Would you continue to support Ted Cruz? I would. I do. I think Ted Cruz is a superb politician. I like everything he does, just about. I want him to be extremely successful in American politics. I want to support him every chance I get. So my idea is, okay, Ted, that's awfully nice that you were exchanging nice words with Donald Trump. I don't know whether those nice words would include you saying I endorse Donald Trump. I'm not sure it would hurt you. It certainly wouldn't hurt you with me. I think you probably could have done yourself a lot of favors, you really could have done yourself a great favor by endorsing him at the convention. People were yelling at you to do so, and I know why you didn't. I do. And I got to agree with what you were thinking. I do. I agree. However, we really can't let we really can't let our principles become the basis of a suicide pact. We cannot allow ourselves to stand for principles that may very well be the charges that we face in a federal court if Hillary Clinton becomes the president of the United States. So I would say that no, Ted Cruz would not hurt himself. Ted Cruz would help the Republican Party by going to, and even at this late date, endorse Donald Trump. I don't believe that I don't believe that I don't believe that Ted Cruz should feel in the least bit that he would be badly damaged by those conservatives that see him reversing his field and now supporting Donald Trump officially as an endorsement. I don't see any reason why politicians or the conservatives would have any problems with that at all. Now, I do see at the end of the article talking about Ted Cruz warming up to Donald Trump, I do see the Latino editor throwing some things out there for Cruz to think about. There were thousands of people who were not in that arena who would be utterly disappointed if Cruz did not maintain his principled stand. That's somebody working for USA Today that would very much like to see Donald Trump lose. And he'd be perfectly fine if Donald Trump would lose because a certain small number of Ted Cruz supporters decided to follow it all the way through to the bitter end and not support Donald Trump. Let's hope that doesn't happen. This is the Wells Report.
Dennis Prager is astounded by what's going on in this country.
It's chaos in this country. There's chaos. There's moral chaos. Moral chaos leads to violence. It's inevitable. If your criteria are white and black rather than right and wrong, then you will have violence. And that is the left. Thank you, left. Another gift that the left has given this country.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM. The Answer.
20 plus years of unemployment. That's what retirement is, or should be. But imagine still working when you're 75 because you didn't have an exit plan for the next stock market crash. If you think your current plan has too much risk, or you're tired of paying hidden fees, listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ Saturdays at 4 p.m. Rick and Kevin will tell you the truth about the financial world we live in. No one knows when the next correction will be. So listen to Plain Talk No Worries with Rick Foster and Kevin Christ Saturdays at 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer.
This is Hugh Hewitt for townhall.com. I have compassion, as do almost everyone in this country, for the 70,000 transgendered individuals living in the United States. But boy, do I loathe the NCAA. The NCAA has withdrawn all championship events from North Carolina for the 2016-2017 academic year because the state has passed laws requiring people to use the bathroom corresponding to their sex at birth. Mark Emmert, the president of the NCAA, explained, saying, quote, "We believe in providing a safe, respectful environment at our events. If you believe this, Mr. Emmert, shut down and sanction every college. He would not let players take the field when lightning strikes because that is a real safety issue. This is politically correct nonsense. If the NCAA can tell Penn State to shut down and erase all of its losses and wins, if they can suspend programs that are state-funded for years and years, the voluntary membership aspect of the organization isn't voluntary. It's just the politicization of sport by the nanny state. I'm Hugh Hewitt.
Hi, I'm Michael, featured in Success Magazine 3 times, changing thousands of lives financially by creating part-time, full-time incomes and creating millionaires. I'm doing it again. Thanks to Don Barry, a triple board certified and renowned biochemist, along with the help of Texas A&M and years of research, Dr. Barry has created the greatest anti-aging serum in the world.
I'm Doug Donnelly, former wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not being paid to endorse this product. I'm doing so because I use it and I love it.
I'm Linda, a local ranch owner. I've had the luxury of buying the best skincare products in the world. I cannot believe this anti-aging serum. It's amazing.
I am building a team and creating life-changing income for people just like you. Get a free month supply for those who qualify. Call our answering service. Leave your name, number, and the best time to call you. 800-510-1645. That's 800-510-1645. Again, 800-510-1645.
Do you have low back or neck pain? Does it run down your arms or your legs? Do you have a bulging or herniated disc degeneration, or spinal arthritis? Even worse, have you been told you need back surgery or injections? If you answered yes, then please listen to what I have to say. My name is Dr. Chad Vines, DC, at Genesis Back and Neck, and I use the most advanced spinal decompression system available, the DRX 9000, to correct back problems just like yours. We don't use addictive drugs, and we don't use any type of dangerous invasive surgery for these problems. Spinal decompression is safe, FDA cleared, and it's not painful, and has about an 86% success rate. We accept most insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. You will sit down and visit with me personally until I've answered all of your questions. And if you're a candidate for decompression, you can try out the treatment all at no charge to you. So if you're ready to not hurt anymore and don't want to have surgery, call me at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at mylowback.com.
You're here for Relief Factor. I encourage you to give it a try. It's all about getting rid of the inflammation in your body. If you're tired of having your back just ache and ache, your ankles do the same, your toes throb, your knees rebel, then you need to go to relieffactor.com right now and give it a try. It is nature's pharmacy, packaged in an easy-to-use group of supplements that make all the difference in the world. Put down the Aleve, put down the ibuprofen, pick up relieffactor.com. Nature's got an apothecary of everything you need to fight inflammation. Don't take take those over the counters. They're bad for you. You can't take them every single day. You can, however, take relieffactor.com. You'll find detailed product information at relieffactor.com, and you get your first order at $19.95. Watch and look at all of the listener testimonials that have come in. Relieffactor.com wants you to give it a try. Learn more about the product and their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. And come one day closer to inflammation-free living. Relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. Now, the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
Oh! You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. Don in Plano, welcome to the show.
Question for you, Jon-David.
I'm ready.
When is Cruz running for senator again?
Well, it's not so much what he's running for. I was talking about that last night. That's going to be 2018. There was an issue yesterday about Mike McCall running against him, along with Rick Perry.
And when is Trump running for president? When is he coming up? 45 days?
Something like that, yeah.
And you're pushing Cruz, and you're mentioning that Trump was so bad, but talking about his father and his wife, and that's repetition for Clinton.
Don?
Yes, David?
We've already set aside the fact that Donald Trump is the presidential candidate, right?
But you're giving this.
Yes or no, Don? Yes or no, Don? Yes or no, Don? Have we already decided that Donald Trump is the Republican presidential candidate?
Well, maybe some people haven't, and then you're just giving them ammunition not to.
No, what I'm trying to say is this. What I'm trying to find out is, and obviously you weren't listening, but what I was trying to do is I was trying to see whether or not Ted Cruz is going to end up endorsing Donald Trump. You missed that part?
No, I didn't miss that part. But
you just set it aside because it didn't mean anything to you.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, but when you mentioned that part, you still mentioned that even the thing Trump.
Don, I tell you what, hang on, don't go anywhere, Don. We'll pick this up after the top of the hour. You're listening to the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
Do you know what a RIA is? It's a real estate investor association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitchman. Come network with local DFW area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Tuesday, September 27th at 6 p.m. at the Embassy Suites on Bass Pro Drive in Grapevine. And you can register to attend for free by calling 800-803-1163. This month's topic, how to buy houses at wholesale prices. Call 800-803-1163. Write it down. That's 800-803-1163 to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the DFW Real Estate Investment Association.
The following is an incredible, life-changing free offer for anyone with hearing problems who wants to start hearing everything more clearly again. We're now offering free in-home trials of a revolutionary hearing breakthrough called Listen Clear to anyone who calls this special toll-free number now, 1-800-500-0409. Call in the next 10 minutes, and you'll also qualify for free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear is precisely designed by top audio engineers. It adjusts to let you find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And Listen Clear is so invisible, people may not even know you're wearing it. And it's so lightweight, you may even forget you're wearing it too. Don't miss this special life-changing opportunity to hear everything more clearly again for free with a 100% free in-home trial, free shipping, and even free batteries for life. For free information, call now, 1-800-500-0409. That's 1-800-500-0409. 1-800-500-0409.
You've had enough of your back pain. You're tired of it. Find your nearest Walgreens or CVS and look for the Australian Dream, makers of the trusted arthritis pain relief cream, now with a formula to ease back pain. Australian Dream back pain cream is real medicine, and it can effectively relieve your simple backache. It absorbs easily, and it isn't greasy. Australian Dream is backed by the empty jar guarantee. No more pain for you. Pull into your Walgreens or CVS now. Get Australian Dream back pain cream cream in the purple and white box in the pain relief aisle.
660 AM The Answer.
KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth.
The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. A midnight curfew is enacted in Charlotte, North Carolina, as officials there deal with a third night of protests over the deadly shooting of a black man by a black police officer. Police are also investigating the shooting death of a man during Wednesday night's protests. The white police officer who shot and killed Terrence Crutcher, an unarmed black motorist in Tulsa, Oklahoma last Friday, is being charged with first-degree manslaughter. Crutcher's sister, Tiffany, reacting to those charges.
We will stay vigilant as this process moves forward.
Officer Betty Shelby telling investigators she feared for her life and feared Crutcher was going to kill her. 3 people have died in a shooting inside a factory in East Tennessee. Athens police believe the shooter is among the 3 and that he died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM The Answer. Hugh Hewitt watches Trump surge.
It used to be cars were made in Flint and you couldn't drink the water in Mexico. Now cars are made in Mexico and you can't drink the water in Flint.
That is a killer line. Complete clarity.
The Hugh Hewitt Show, weekday mornings at 5, right before Mark Davis at 7 on 660 AM The Answer.
Message and data rates may apply.
If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits you need transferred? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 100 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You'll earn the same degree as you would on campus, from wherever you are, on your schedule. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. For information, text LEARN to 42424. Learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates, and why 90% of ASU grads are recruited within 90 days of graduation. Learn to grow, learn to succeed, and learn to thrive at Arizona State University. To learn more about ASU online degrees, text LEARN to 42424. Again, that's LEARN to 42424.
Here's good news for anyone who's suffering with sleep apnea. Now you can enjoy a good night's sleep anywhere you travel without dragging your big, bulky home CPAP device with you. Because now there's Transcend, the world's very first mini CPAP. It's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. The Transcend Mini CPAP is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. And here's even better news. If you call in the next 10 minutes, you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. So call minicpap.com now. 1-800-700-0153. Transcend is our smallest and most advanced portable design ever. You can even add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. So enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. Call minicpap.com in the next 10 minutes to guarantee your 10-night in-home trial. 1-800-700-0153. That's 1-800-700-0153.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Ask the Expert. We're with Jay Peak, speaker, author, financial educator. Jay, you recently co-authored a book with international writer and business coach Brian Tracy. Can you tell us a little bit more about the book and who it's for?
Yeah, absolutely. I co-authored the book for everybody curious about safe money strategies. And, the book is a great way for our clients to learn more about our philosophies and to see if we're really a good fit for them.
And how can people get this book?
Well, for everybody listening today, they can go to our website at peakfinancialcorporation.com and request a free copy of my national selling book, or they can call us at 844-J-PEAK. That's 844-529-7325.
Everyone really can benefit from this book. It's called Success Today. You could go online to peakfinancialcorporation.com and you'll get a free copy of it, or you could call 844-529-7325. That's 844-JAYPEAK. That's going to do it. Make sure to keep listening for the next episode of Ask the Expert.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to change the station because there's an alternative to bankruptcy and it could be faster than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to change the station now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. may be able to settle your debt too. You could reduce your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now and qualify, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-400-8131. That's 1-800-400-8131. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-400-8131. 1-800-400-8131. 1-800-400-8131.
Want to see what you'd look like if you had a flatter belly? Now's your chance, because for a limited time, we're giving away free trials of Somabiotics, the new discovery that flattens bloated bellies fast. But hurry and call now while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-300-5305. Strict limit of one free trial per household. These free trials are reserved for anyone, male or female, who's looking for maximum belly flattening in minimum time. Somabiotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So just think how much better you'll look and feel. Want to see what you'd look like with a flatter belly? Now's your chance. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving these trials of Somabiotics away for free. 1-800-300-5305. That's 1-800-300-5305. If lines are busy, try again. 1-800-300-5305.
660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM, theanswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer. I am Jon-David Wells. Coming up in just about, 30 minutes or so, we're going to have the Thursday Throwdown, your opportunity to whine, moan, groan, complain, gripe, grouse, express your extreme displeasure with whatever it is that drove you the craziest this week, up to and including anything I may have said. I, your helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent announcer that upset Don just a moment ago. Where did Don go? Don just stomped off in a huff? Darn. Let me explain what's going on here. I don't know whether you've been aware of this or not, but mainstream Republicans are at odds with a guy named Donald Trump. This has created a great deal of strain inside the Republican Party, as many people who would normally line up behind the Republican Party frontrunner, not just frontrunner, but actual nominee. Good. Anyway, this might be Don. Awesome. Normally, what would end up happening is that everybody in the Republican Party would pretty much line up behind the party nominee, and the party would move forward into the election with something relatively close to unanimity, or they would stand close to each other as they were actually allied in the notion of getting the front runner, the actual nominee, elected to the presidency. That hasn't happened here. In fact, one of our most beloved Republican politicians, George Herbert Walker Bush, announced yesterday he's going to vote for Hillary. While that's been going on, conservatives are not real happy with Donald Trump either, because, well, most of us wanted Ted Cruz to be the party's nominee. When Ted Cruz quit, I realized what William F. Buckley had always said, which was the most conservative candidate who could win should get my vote. With Ted Cruz out of the race, that left Donald Trump. It also left a nasty scar, another nasty scar, across the face of the Republican Party. conservatives who, for whatever reason, would never vote for Donald Trump. And they have stuck to their guns pretty much. Well, I was noticing that Donald Trump and Ted Cruz had been at least exchanging pleasantries lately. And somebody else asked, not me, somebody else asked whether or not it was going to be a situation where perhaps Ted Cruz would maybe reconsider his circumstance with Donald Trump and go ahead and endorse the Donald. And that's basically what I was putting forward. Don from Plano joined us and said, hey, wait a minute, we should be concentrating completely and totally on Donald Trump. Is that pretty much what you're thinking there, Don?
Mostly, but not just concentrate. Don't say negative 2 days in a row about him.
Well, but it's not negative. I'm not saying anything negative about Donald Trump.
But you said that, if someone said that about my wife or my father, I wouldn't stand for it. Is that a positive?
No, what I said is that I understood why Ted Cruz withheld his endorsement at that time. I'm not sure that that's still in play now.
Yeah, and for as that goes, Trump already offered him an apology long time ago.
You see, here's my situation.
Okay.
I don't want to see Ted Cruz out in the cold. I don't want to see Donald Trump head into the election without Ted Cruz's support. Now, I'm reasonably sure that Ted Cruz, without necessarily going about the dog and pony show of a real endorsement, is probably working to get Donald Trump elected. But what I'm trying to get done here is I'm not ready to give up on those people that say never Trump. I'm a Cruz guy, and I'm never going to change my mind. I'm not ready to give up on those votes. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to point out that Ted Cruz had some pretty positive interchanges with Donald Trump when Donald Trump was supporting something that's very important to Ted Cruz from a legislative standpoint in the Senate, which, by the way, I was talking about both today and yesterday. The internet thing.
Yes.
So I would like to see Ted Cruz win that fight. That's a fight worth winning. Even John Cornyn believes that that's a fight worth winning. So who knows what might happen. Now, with Donald Trump also throwing his hat in the ring, saying, "Hey, keeping the control of the internet in the way that we have up to this point is a good thing." Then you've got basically the Republican Party leadership standing together with the Republican Party's leader of the conservative wing and the populist wing of the Republican Party, humanized by Donald Trump, all standing together on one issue. That's what I'm pointing out, Don. That's not negative.
Well, yeah, it is in a way. I mean, it's not that I don't like you, Jon-David. I listen to you every night.
Well, thank
and
you. I like you too.
Almost 90% of the time.
Yeah.
But I'm for Trump. I mean, I voted for Cruz in the primaries.
Me too.
But I'm for Trump. I'm for Trump now, and he needs all the help he can get.
Yeah, but I don't think. I mean, I'm not changing my mind. Are you changing your mind? Anything that I'm saying? I'm not changing anybody's mind by saying that Donald Trump made a mistake at the end of the primary election. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to talk to Ted Cruz voters who were pretty badly bruised by all of that, by Donald Trump. It's not so much that I'm trying to say anything negative about Donald Trump. These people are still infuriated by what Donald Trump. I'm not saying anything new. So what's happening is I'm reaching out to those voters. Remember, this is all about trying to reach out to Ted Cruz voters who may still have a problem voting for Donald Trump. I'm working to try to get Trump more votes.
Now that makes sense.
Well, that's
sorry.
what. No. You don't have to apologize.
I misled it.
No. You don't have to apologize. Look. This is confusing. See, that's why I wanted to talk to you, Don, because this gives me an opportunity not just to explain it to you, but to explain it to everybody else who's listening.
You've done it superbly.
Well, thank you. And I wouldn't have been able to do it. There would have been a lot of people out there who would have agreed with you and not understood what I was trying to get across without you calling me on the phone and saying, "Hey, JD, what are you talking about?" See, that's why I keep saying to people, if I say something that you don't agree with, if I say something that you don't understand, call me on the telephone and let's talk it over.
And I guess I do that because I call you quite a bit. Sorry,
but you don't have to apologize for being a part of the broadcast, Don. Don, this is this is what we do. This is our show. Remember, I used to say that all the time. I used to say, this is our show. This is the show for people that get cut out of the conversations, the ones that spend all the money but don't get included in the policy discussions. Well, we have our policy discussions here. And you're a part of that, and I'm a part of that, and everybody's listening is a part of that. And that's what makes this show work.
Well, thank you and your screener. I like you both.
Well, thanks very much. Vicki Stifer is our executive producer. She's the best in the entire business. Look, one of the hardest things there is in the United States these days, especially with a media that's completely out of control, one of the hardest things is to make sense out of all of the garbage that gets thrown at us every day. I'm pointing out that the people that are reporting on Ted Cruz are trying to do what Don thought I was trying to do, which is to discourage Ted Cruz voters from voting for Donald Trump. That's already in that article, and that's what I'm trying to dissuade these people from. I'm saying, look, don't listen to these people. Don't listen to these people that tell you that you're right in withholding your vote for Donald Trump because of the way he treated Ted Cruz. Don't do that. Don't listen to guys like that. They are trying to get Hillary Clinton elected. And that's what the mainstream media is doing right now. They're playing this Machiavellian game. They're parsing words. They're parsing truth. They're just flat being biased. They're just flat biasing their coverage. Anything they can think of to try to create as much difficulty for the Republican Party to stand together and move forward together as they possibly can. Since I'm the self-appointed journalist on the other side, I'm the guy who says, hold it. The laws of journalism, the ethics of journalism dictate that you report the news first. You can talk about what it means after you report it, but get the news right. That means that when somebody biases their news coverage, I point it out and say, hey, this is wrong. Don't listen to this. This is biased news coverage. Here are the facts. Now, when that's over with, once I get the news out there, then I say, okay, now look, here's what I think about this. What do you think about this? This is how we do it. This is how we move the ball forward. And we will get there. We will get there if we listen. If there's anything that I hope that I leave behind from this election coverage, it's that it's possible to wade through all the misdirection. It's possible to wade through all the propaganda. It's possible to wade through all the just plain biased lies that are being thrown at you by the mainstream media and still find the truth. It's possible. Does it take more effort than it ever has in the past? Yes. Is that tiresome? Believe me, it's tiresome. I mean, you want to see the circles under Vicki Stifer's eyes and my eyes and Matt Swinney's eyes. I mean, we work hard for this show. We work hard for this information. It's just plain hard. And the grind of constantly looking at what the Obama administration throws out to the American people. Forget politics, just the absolute mean-spirited lies of the Obama administration trying to cover up a mistake he made. To try to be able to do that and not be thought of as being partisan has just been unbelievably hard. And I'm going to look forward to January 20th, 2017 at high noon. Because then, thank God, one way or another, it'll be over. This is the Wells Report.
Mike Gallagher sees a spiral in the Clinton campaign.
Let me allow you to fully embrace how bad things are right now for the Clinton campaign with tightening polls, how good things are going for Donald Trump. It has turned in a major way. Donald Trump, once again, all of us who raised concerns about Hillary Clinton's health are being vindicated.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekday mornings at 10, right before Dennis Prager at noon.
So this is the cross promotion. What? For Friday and Monday. Okay, all right. Mark Davis, good Friday morning, my friend. Thank you so much for letting me come by and congratulate you on the Dallas Observer naming you the best talk show in town. They are, of course, correct. And, of course, this also means that now for the 6th year, I've been chasing you for gosh knows how long, and I'm still behind you, buddy. Except that's wrong. Mark Davis, thank you very much for letting me come by on Friday and say hello. By the way, congratulations again. I've got to tell you, this is big. The Dallas Observer naming you as the best talk show in town again. Do you know what this means? It means that I've been chasing you for almost 10 years, and I haven't gotten close yet again. Thank you, wingman. Thank you, colleague. Thank you, friend, and congratulations. Coming up a little bit later on, by the way, we're going to be talking about this big debate coming up on Monday. This big debate coming up tonight. We're going to have a wonderful time, and I can hardly wait to stand up there and talk with you about it. But we're going to first get through what all of it means next time on the Wells Report. Okay, I think I said congratulations there. So I said, all right, I'll just do the whole thing over again. I think it's the end that I have to do over. Let me just do it over again. Mark Davis, good Friday morning, brother. Mark Davis, good Friday morning, brother. Again, congratulations on being named the best talk show in town by Dallas Observer. Hey, Mark Davis, thanks very much for letting me come by on this Friday morning. Once again, congratulations for being named the best talk show in Dallas by the Dallas Observer yet again. So proud, man. It's great to be your wingman, I will tell you that. By the way, we are getting ready to have a very big debate, the biggest presidential debate maybe in our lifetimes, certainly close to being one of the biggest presidential debates of our lifetimes. That's going to happen next Monday. That's going to happen tonight. And we're going to give you just a little bit of a preview, and we will tell you what they said coming up later on tonight on the Wells Report. And we'll tell you what they said during that debate coming up a little bit later on the Wells Report. It's there.
With such flexibility, and even fewer can actually point to a graduate of their online program like my friend Morgan from Nashville.
I did it. I actually got my degree from Liberty University. 2 degrees, actually. Not only has this process taught me self-discipline, I've also learned that it is never too late to fulfill your dreams. And I did it all online. I did it, and you can too.
Call Liberty University now at 800-424-9595. That's 800-424-9595. 800-424-9595, or visit liberty.edu/online. Flexible, affordable, possible. Liberty University Online.
Monday on CNN, Clinton.
Donald Trump is temperamentally unfit to be president.
Trump.
Hillary Clinton lacks the judgment to lead our nation.
Locked in a bitter battle, the presidential candidates face off on the same stage for the first time.
I can be too honest. Hillary Clinton is the exact opposite.
The scams, the frauds, he clearly has something to hide.
The first presidential debate. Live coverage Monday night on CNN.
Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. Have you received a letter or personal visit from the IRS? Has the IRS garnished your paycheck or seized your bank account? If so, you need to take action now. Wall & Associates is the most powerful tax resolution firm in the world. We develop trust with our free face-to-face consultation. Call 1-800-983-3313 to get immediate help. Wall & Associates can help you. 1-800-983-3313 or visit us at wallandassociates.net.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report, must-hear radio on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Coming up in just about 10 minutes or so, we've got the Thursday Throwdown, your opportunity to complain about anything. If you've got a complaint, the Thursday Throwdown's for you. It's the closest thing. We don't tell you what you can complain about. You can complain about anything you want to, Bunky. And the reason that we do that is because we want you to have an opportunity to vent. So we give you a chance. Usually it's the last thing we do on a week, but because the Coppell Cowboys are going to be, the Coppell Cowboys are going to be playing football again tomorrow, Friday Night Lights. I have to be careful because sometimes it's the Baylor Bears. The Bears.
Guess who they're playing?
The Coppell Cowboys?
The Coppell Cowboys.
The Baylor Bears. No, I'm sorry. They're not playing the Baylor Bears. Who are they playing?
Dallas Jesuit.
Dallas Jesuit. The Coppell Cowboys are playing Dallas Jesuit. Do you know what that means?
Dirty Catholics.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, you're saying
their district opener.
You're saying that the wonderful and God-fearing Coppell Cowboys are going to be going up against those dang dirty Catholics over there from where?
Dallas Jesuit.
Dallas Jesuit. Hey.
Their district opener.
That's their district opener? The Coppell Cowboys or the
in the same district, so they're both the district opener.
So it's the district opener. So the district, their record hasn't been harmed yet because of their defeat to the mighty, and I mean mighty Allen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I see.
45-10.
45-10.
I'm surprised they scored 10.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I'm surprised that Allen only scored 45. All right, so Dallas Jesuit.
Apologize to the people listening from Coppell.
Well, okay, but hey, look. I can't remember what was the name of the place that we used to play every year. Oh, I know what it was. Antelope Valley. Antelope Valley in Southern California used to come into Barstow High School and stomp our guts out every single year.
Don't question an Antelope.
I got to tell you something, man. Antelope Valley, they used to run single wing against us and kill us. They just killed us. I mean, it was just this unbelievable football power. So everybody who has any high school that they love, they have those teams like that. And I guess the kryptonite for the Coppell Cowboys is Allen. So there. So anyway, I don't have to apologize to them. They understand. They get it, I swear.
Clean slate now.
Yes. No, I didn't. As a matter of fact, I did not do that. Vicky is coming over here and grabbing all of the news articles that I use for the show.
You know what I heard about Dallas Jesuit?
What did you hear about Dallas Jesuit, Vicky? Are you gonna move the microphone over in front of your face?
No, because it's a stupid joke.
Go ahead. That's the one.
No, let me ask you a question before I tell this joke.
Yes.
Do nuns teach at a Jesuit school?
Probably not. No.
Well, then I can't tell my joke. My joke was to celebrate it being the district opener. They were going to pass out rulers.
Oh, that's cute. That's
Go Baptist.
See, I didn't go to a Catholic high school or a Catholic junior high school or a Catholic elementary
That's
school.
what's wrong with you.
That's not what's wrong with me. Something completely different.
Throwdown coming up.
Yeah. The Thursday Throwdown coming up.
Nothing big happened or anything.
Yeah. What?
Nothing big happened.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing big happened to complain about this week. If you got something to get off your chest, monkey, it's coming up next. Your chance to do so on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
You know, there's a big difference between talking about the auto industry and knowing the auto industry. Hey, Kurt Chase here, host of the Automotive Edge radio show. We're right here every Saturday morning. I bring 25 years of dealership and automotive straight talk to you, the consumer. Whether it's buying or leasing a car, knowing a good used car from a bad bucket of bolts, financing to the best cars, trucks, and SUVs, it's the Automotive Edge radio show Saturday mornings right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Are you hiring? Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates? Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites. And now you can. ZipRecruiter.com. You can post your job to 100 plus job sites, including social media networks like Facebook and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any city or industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll in to ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 400,000 businesses. And right now, listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/America. That's ZipRecruiter.com/America. One more time. To try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com/America.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. We all know that summer is busy, lot going on, and sometimes things slip through the cracks, like the cracks in your walls or sheetrock or the doors that are sticky, the signs of foundation problems that are right in front of your face, but you're just too busy to get to them. Well, that could be a costly delay. I want you to go right now to AbacusFoundationRepair.com. Call them if you have the slightest question about foundation trouble, because you do not want this to go any further. 972-406-9000 to call the right company the first time. 972-406-9000. AbacusFoundationRepair.com. And just to sweeten the deal for you, give you a little motivation to call them today, $1,000 off. $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. And they're not just any old pilings. They're Millennium Composite pilings, the toughest, the best. They're the only North Texas foundation people that have them. So 972-406-9000. Get that foundation fixed right now. 972-406-9000 or AbacusFoundationRepair.com.
I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans. Recently, mortgage rates have dropped to the second lowest level in history. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is all the way down to 3.5%, APR 3.57%. It's a great time to refinance with Quicken Loans and save hundreds every month. So lock in this ultra-low rate before it goes back up. Call 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Welcome to Staples.
Staples guy, I need a ton of supplies for my business, but I hate spending all that money.
Well, it's a great time to stock up and save during Staples' Buy More, Save More event.
Buy more, save more event?
Yep, the more you buy, the more you save on everything for your office.
Everything, like pens and folders?
Yep.
I also need paper, file folders, storage bins, notepads, hand sanitizer, bubble roll. What else do I need?
A shopping cart. You will definitely need a cart for all this stuff.
The Buy More, Save More event right now at Staples. Make more happen, in-store only.
Life can be unpredictable. That's why you should take control of your family's future now with an estate plan bundle from LegalZoom. Not sure whether you need a last will or a living trust? LegalZoom's network of independent attorneys in 48 states can help you decide which one's right for you without billing by the hour, since LegalZoom isn't a law firm. Plus, updating your estate plan as your family and assets grow couldn't be easier. Enjoy your life. Use LegalZoom for the legal stuff. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
John Truitt here for Simple Sleep Services. Are you ready to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea? Simple Sleep Services offers the proven custom simple solution. It's covered by medical insurance, and many patients are meeting their deductibles this time of year, which means less cash out of pocket. Learn more at simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. That's 469-685-1700. Offices conveniently located in both Dallas and Fort Worth. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep.
660 AM, The Answer. Now, a Texas radio tradition, the Friday Flameout on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. It's time now for the Thursday Throwdown, your opportunity to whine, moan, grunt, complain, gripe, grouse, express your extreme displeasure with whatever it is that drove you the craziest this week, up to and including anything I may have said. I, your helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent announcer. If I said something you didn't like, you can call me on the telephone and complain, and I will sit here and listen very patiently and allow you to yell. It's the Thursday Throwdown on 660 AM, The Answer. Call.
It's got me under pressure. It's got me under pressure.
All right, there. 866-660-5759. It is the Thursday Throwdown. A direct analog, if you will, to the Friday Flameout, but because of the Capel Cowboys playing Dallas Jesuit in the district opener, what we'll do here is we will go ahead and move the Friday Flameout up to the Thursday Throwdown, and you may call us on the telephone at 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Do you guys have, they're actually trying to figure out whether or not they're going to do a Thursday Throwdown. I can tell when they're talking about me because Vicky covers her mouth whenever she's talking to Matt about something. What?
I'm like a baseball,
Yeah, like a baseball, like a conference on the mound. She covered because I can read her lips. I can read her lips while I'm talking about something else. I can talk about something else and read Vicky's lips when she's talking about something else and figure out mainly what's going on in both conversations at the same time.
We're struggling over Monday and next Monday. You did that promo incorrectly.
Really?
Just Monday, not next Monday.
I didn't say next Monday.
Yeah, you did.
Again?
Yeah, so we're kind of editing it out, and I just told him not to worry about it. Just do next Monday, and that's the way it will be. And he doesn't like that. He wants it to be perfect.
Give me the verbiage. No, I can't just say Monday. Tell me what I've got to say. Give me the sentence that includes the. I can't just say Monday. It won't fit. It'll say, because I'll go, and make sure you join us Monday. It won't work. Okay, so tell me what sentence I need to redo, and we'll just do it here real quickly. This will be your Thursday Throwdown. I screwed up a promo, and we'll just do. By the way, this is called doing a wild line. Okay.
So much of your show sounds that way, Jon-David.
Oh, thank you so much. So anyway, what they're doing is they're trying to figure it out right now, what they're going to tell me to say, and then I'll say it in my promo voice.
Great, here's what I need. That's going to happen Monday. That's going to happen tonight.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. You ready? You rolling? All right, here we go. That's going to happen Monday. That'll happen later tonight.
Okay, he says that's good. I'm not going to ask you for anything else.
Now when you hear these promos on the air when I'm not here, because obviously they're recorded promos, you won't be able to tell that I did those in 2 sessions. See?
Come on now. You mean the 6? Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said
that
out
loud. The 6 sessions?
Huh?
Listen, man. This gives me an opportunity to complain about something that drives me crazy.
Oh, here we go.
I'm telling you. Okay, so you know that I do, as a matter of fact, I'm going to go over there right now. Okay? You know that I do the Wells Report on YouTube live events. Right? This way people can see that I'm working out and I'm becoming svelte and I'm getting all massively beautiful again, and I have big muscles on. Stop it. Stop it. That's not funny. Big muscles. Anyway, so they can see me doing television. They can see me doing television, and anyway, what happens is when we do one of those promos, right? I have to turn the sound off that feeds the television signal, so they get to hear me do the outtakes from the promos, and they make fun of me. They make fun of me when I'm doing the promos. There are people that will count the takes. I've done like 6. And the reason that I do 6 takes on a promo,
just 6,
or sometimes more, or sometimes fewer. I've done several one-take wonders. Several.
I will back you up on that.
Yeah.
Mad props.
Yeah. What happens is that I don't have any script because Vicky's too lazy to write one for me. So what I do is I just speak off the top of my head, and I do pretty good station promos that way. I've been doing it for years. I've been doing my promos that way forever, because I want them to sound spontaneous. I want them to sound real. Okay. So I'll say, join us next time on the Wells Report, because after the Capella Cowboys football game, we're going to be spending a lot of time talking about the biggest debate in the entire presidential inventory, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, next time on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer. Okay, something like that.
I think that's better than the one you did. I'm going to pull that and use it.
So anyway, what I do is I just do them without a script. Well, people make fun of me about that, and I just don't think that's right. I don't think that's fair. There.
I love it.
Yeah, you think it's funny because you make fun of me. Because I will say stupid things. I will stay, I keep the radio station chuckling over endless, silly, stupid outtakes. Just about every Christmas party, I'm responsible for all the stupid outtakes on the radio station. Okay. 866-660-5759. All right, now I'm going to be really shall we say narrow-minded about this one. I forgot about the altercation between Cruz and Trump. Altercation? An altercation? What? Anyway, I have, by the way, this is your opportunity to complain about something that drives you crazy. And you are welcome to join us. To John from Jacksonville, Florida. Wow, cool. You can join us from anywhere, by the way. You can call us 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. You can join us, and what'll happen is that you can call us toll free from anywhere in the U.S. I don't think you can call us from Australia. We have some guys listening to us from New South Wales and Australia. I don't think you can call us toll free there, but you can call us toll free from anywhere in the United States. So no matter where you are, you can call us toll free 866-660-5759 and complain about whatever it is that drove you the craziest this week. All right, John in Jacksonville, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Dick Wells. I was listening to you, and I'd heard the pretty much the same strain of thinking on other talk show programs. The way that altercation started between Trump and Cruz was there was a PAC, super PAC, operating under the name of Cruz.
Yes.
That sent out a photograph.
Yes, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. And the rules of the road dictate that a candidate cannot interact with a PAC, with a political action committee, because it violates the law.
Okay, but that PAC started the altercation between the two because the reason that Trump was doing so well was strong is because he wasn't taking any crap is the only word I can think of.
That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine.
From anyone, and that's why he was doing so well. Of course, he then attacked Cruz.
Right, which was a mistake because he didn't understand that super PACs and candidates cannot interact. I mean, all Cruz could do was say, "Hey, look, I don't have control over that, or I would have stopped it," which I think is what he said. But Trump would have none of it.
Yeah, he may have said it. No, I think he may have said it down the road when he finally realized what the heck was going on. So I think that super PAC was probably set up by the opposition, by the establishment.
You have no idea who could be doing it.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, none of us do. None of us do. It's
but from what I've seen, I've been watching politics for the last 5 years since I retired.
Yeah? Where did you retire from, John?
Pardon?
What did you retire from doing?
Mainframe programming, development, troubleshooting problems, and not anticipating problems, but troubleshooting problems.
You are computer god.
I wouldn't say a computer god, no.
John, how did you find us in Jacksonville, Florida? Have you lived there pretty much your whole life?
No, I lived in Gary, Indiana for 30 years, then eventually moved to Jacksonville, lived here for 30 years.
Yes, sir.
I did spend 2 years in McKinney, Texas there. That's how I got into your program.
Oh, how nice. How nice.
And I'm on the internet.
Well, there you go.
Listening to you.
Well, there you go. I appreciate it, John. I sincerely do. And I thank you so much for taking part in the broadcast.
Well, thank you. And thanks for your good programming.
Thank you, sir. I sincerely appreciate it. You keep listening, and we'll keep doing it. Let me get to Dennis in Saxe, Texas. Dennis. Oh, by the way, John, you made the promo. Dennis in Saxe, welcome to the Wells Report.
Yeah, sure. Put everybody on the promo.
No, I don't put everybody on the promo. I just put people who say nice things about me on the promo.
Yeah, I haven't heard me on there yet.
Well, you haven't said anything nice, Dennis.
Who was the one that suggested the thing about excellence in broadcasting there?
About what? What?
You don't remember that?
Say it again.
Excellence in broadcasting.
Excellence in broadcasting.
Yeah, I compared you to Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, yeah. Well, you see, I can't use the
He
words
made the
Rush.
promo back then.
Well, no, he didn't make the promo back then because we couldn't put him in the promo because he said Rush Limbaugh.
Right. Okay, we'll have to come up with some other thing.
See, you got to come up with another way of aggrandizing me to the satisfaction. Whatever.
Okay,
you want to.
Anyway.
Look, you want to make the promo. I'm just trying to help.
Off thing, right?
What?
You know what burns me up?
What?
A little fight about that tall. No, I'm just. No, I mean, the Observer just says Mark Davis is like the radio god now, huh?
Yes. Yeah, I
And they never stay up past 9 o'clock.
No.
It's a coin of phrase of one of my friends here at work. What the deal is?
I don't know. Okay, here's what I'm thinking, Dennis. You know, you have to be on the air for a very, very, very long time in order to get those awards.
Okay.
Now, believe it or not, how long do you think I've been here? Since I first started at that other horrifyingly terrible place. How long have I been
I've only
here?
realized that you were on the radio when they put me on nights, moved me up from days. I don't have seniority, and I had to start listening to somebody on the way in, and that guy on the other side of the dial is like his voice just grates on my soul. So
Yes.
Anyway, no, for about 3 years now. So I don't know how long you've been there.
I have been in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas for 10 years. Okay.
Well, what took you so long to get here? So?
Well, I got to be perfectly honest with you, boy. I had other things to do, man.
I mean, I understand.
Yeah, I had other things to do. So what I ended up doing was I came here 10 years ago. Now, that being said, Mark Davis has been here, 29 years?
Yeah.
I mean, he's been here almost 20 plus years. And let me tell you something, that matters. Not only has he been here, but he has been good. I mean, he is a very, very good talk show host.
I know. I used to drive around whenever he was subbing for Rush, and it's like I'd look out the window of the car and somebody hear the radio. It's like, "Hey,
Sure.
Mark's subbing for Rush today."
Yeah, I mean, Mark is just. When I introduce him, I introduce him as the undisputed heavyweight champion of Dallas-Fort Worth Talk Radio, because he is. Now the thing about it is that I'm in the mix somewhere. People, I've been here long enough so that people know that I'm here.
Yeah, I've been spreading your name too.
Well, thank you. And that's close to making the promo there, buddy.
I got two other things.
Yes, go ahead.
The Hillary hackoffs.
Yes, hurry.
Okay, anything she said is out of her gaping maw. Okay, and the thing about the people kneeling for the national anthem.
Yeah, that's really annoying to me.
Here's how you get rid of that.
Okay.
Just before the national anthem, and they're sitting there on their knees, they know it's about to play. Start saying a prayer over the loudspeaker.
There you go.
Boing.
Now that made the promo. That made the promo, Dennis.
That's all I got for you today, man.
You're awesome, brother. Thanks so much for that, Dennis and Saxy. Brilliant. Brilliante.
Not even televising the national anthem.
Yeah, of course, they're not televising the national anthem now, and the NFL is wondering how come their ratings are going down. You know why? Because nobody wants to see that anti-American crap on an NFL broadcast. How about you guys stop it? This is the Wells Report.
The Mark Davis Show. Mark Davis Show.
What a week. City streets on fire, motorists terrorized. And why? Because we have some questions about racial disparities in law enforcement? All right, let's address those issues boldly and honestly. But two things not to do. Number one, riot. Number two, another weekend of anthem protests, which you know is coming. Know what else is coming? The Monday night debate. We'll have a preview. Get you ready for the weekend Friday show.
The Mark Davis Show. Weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM. The Answer.
It's Baylor Bears football right here on 660 AM The Answer. Join John Morris and JJ Joe as they bring you every bone-jarring hit and sensational touchdown as the Bears compete for the Big 12 title.
Tune in this Saturday as the Baylor Bears take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys with pregame at 6 p.m. and kickoff at 6:30 p.m. That's the pregame at 6 p.m., kickoff at 6:30 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Do you know what a RIA is? It's a real estate investor association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitchman. Come network with local DFW area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Tuesday, September 27th at 6 p.m. at the Embassy Suites on Bass Pro Drive in Grapevine. And you can register to attend for free by calling 800-803-1163. This month's topic, how to buy houses at wholesale prices. Call 800-803-1163. Write it down. That's 800-803-1163 to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the DFW Real Estate Investment Association.
Are you a responsible person who finds yourself going deeper and deeper in credit card debt and you're not sure how to fix the problem? Then get ready for a toll-free number that will put you on a path to financial recovery. Trinity Debt Management is a nonprofit organization that will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, and reduce your interest rates by as much as 60%. You'll save thousands and become debt-free for keeps. It's not a loan. It's a smart way to relieve your stress, meet your obligations, and preserve your self-respect. If your debt has you down, we should talk. Gather up your bills and call this toll-free number for a free, no-obligation debt analysis. 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976. If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
We are visiting our friend Chef Tom Fleming at Crossroads Diner. What do you have cooking today, Tom?
Let me ask you a question. Where you been getting your fried yardbird on lately? I know what you're thinking. Yeah, it's fried chicken. Well, at the diner, we do it a little bit different. Hand-pounded, hand-breaded, fried to order, and it comes with the best smooth, warm, creamy brie cheese. And then we top it with, oh my God, I can't even believe this, a tomato caper relish that is just out of this world. So if you've been eating fried yardbird somewhere else, come by the Crossroads Diner because my yardbird's the best.
Fresh ingredients sure to please any sophisticated palate and taste at affordable diner prices in a casual environment. Crossroads Diner. Come eat with them at their new location, now at the corner of Preston and Campbell in the Kroger Shopping Center. Open for breakfast and lunch, Tuesday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Or visit them on the web at crossroads-diner.com. Home-style goodness meets traditional diner. Great recipes, fresh ingredients, comfortable environment, and genuine hospitality are the heart and soul of Crossroads Diner. They'll be waiting for you.
Stay healthy from head to wallet with Wellness Plus with Plenty at Rite Aid. You can earn Plenty points on hundreds of specially marked products each week on your favorite brands. Every 100 Plenty points equals $1 off your next purchase. Sign up today in store or online at riteaid.com. And that's just one of the 4 ways to save. Now through September 24th, spend $50 a week on participating products at Rite Aid and earn 2,000 Plenty points worth $20 in savings. Visit riteaid.com/rakinpoints for details.
In this box, we have a lidocaine pain patch. And in this box, we have what looks to be another pain patch, Blue Emu's Lidocare. Lidocare offers 4% lidocaine. It's odor-free, ultra-flexible, and it's the only non-water-based lidocaine patch. Yes, I said only. So if you'd prefer this to this, find us at Walgreens, CVS, or Amazon.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM. The Answer.
Finally, on the Thursday Throwdown on 660 AM, The Answer. It appears as though the idiots in Washington are coming up with new rules of the road for these robot cars that keep crashing into each other and us. Yeah. There might be something happening that would, well, annoy you to the point of making you disappear. You see, autonomous cars are being built as fast as people can come up with them so that they don't kill us. And what they have are superhuman intelligence that allows them to see around corners and avoid crashes, said Danny Shapiro. Long term, these vehicles will drive better than any human being possibly can. We're not there yet, but we will get there sooner than we believe. What this means is that regulators are going to create new rules that will say that if you are on a freeway that's designed for self-driving cars, human drivers will not be allowed to drive their own cars. Therefore, I will not be paying anything for the roads that allow for driverless cars, period. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Stiver. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is Jon-David Wells. Have yourself a wonderful evening. We'll see you again tomorrow night for another edition of the Wells Report.
You need a plan as you get closer to retirement. A plan that'll take you from where you are now to the retirement that you've always dreamed about. The first step on that path is to tune into the Wealth Smart Radio Show, Sundays at 7 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. You only get to retire once, so it's really important you do it right. And your host, Reed Johnson, president of Lake Point Advisory Group, helps people retire successfully every day. So don't miss Wealth Smart every Sunday at 7 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Climate Evangelista Eye Center. Take a little journey of the imagination with me, if you will. As we go through life, there's some things we want to see change. We like to progress. Other things we'd like to have stay the same. Wouldn't it be great to keep the vision you had when you were really, really young? Well, that doesn't tend to work out. Well, what if nothing changed with the vision you have now? And what if the vision you have now is poor and nothing could ever change? Well, that would be dreadful. Thankfully, Climate Evangelista can change things. LASIKsurgery.com. Check it out. The options available to you so you can see better and live better. Nothing's going to change if you don't change it. So let's go. 1-800-714-2020. 1-800-714-2020. Free LASIK consultation in Dallas, Arlington, Plano. They're all over. 1-800-714-2020. Take control. Make a change. Start with changing the way you see the world. 1-800-714-2020. 1-800-714-2020 for Climate Evangelist Eye Center. LASIKsurgery.com.
Summer is over, but the deals are heating up at Lumber Liquidators' end of quarter clearance sale. We're making room for new fall inventory. That means it's your chance to get an incredible deal on gorgeous pre-finished hardwood from just $149 per square foot. More than 30 varieties of beautiful bamboo from $129. Top quality North American and European laminate from just 39 cents. At least 20% off in-store closeout deals and more. Plus special financing. The end of quarter clearance sales going on now at Lumber Liquidators. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you today. 660 AM The Answer. KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. A third night of protest in Charlotte, North Carolina, following the shooting death of a black man by a black police officer. A midnight curfew enacted in an attempt to limit violence and looting.
Are y'all ready to revolutionize? So let's revolutionize.
Charlotte police looking for who shot and killed a man attending Wednesday night's protests. The twin sister of an unarmed black man shot and killed by a Tulsa police officer says her family is pleased the officer has been charged. Tiffany Crutcher speaking Thursday after Officer Betty Shelby was charged with first-degree manslaughter in the shooting death of her brother, Terrence Crutcher.
We want a conviction.
Officer Shelby claims she feared for her life. The White House is looking into a cyber hack that led to what appears to be a scan of First Lady Michelle Obama's passport being posted online. The Secret Service is expressing concern over the incident. Fox News. We report, you decide.
This is 660 AM The Answer. The Mark Davis Show. Mark Davis Show.
What a week. City streets on fire, motorists terrorized. And why? Because we have some questions about racial disparities in law enforcement. All right, let's address those issues boldly and honestly. But two things not to do. Number one, riot. Number two, another weekend of anthem protests, which you know is coming. Know what else is coming? The Monday night debate. We'll have a preview. Get you ready for the weekend Friday show.
The Mark Davis Show. Weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, folks, this is your host, Brian Blue here, the Brian Blue Show. This week, me and my cohort, Jamie Knight over here, we're going to talk about taxation of churches. Should they be taxed? I don't think so.
I sure do.
Boy, get ready. The gloves are going to come off. It's going to get heated, so join the fun.
Listen to The Brian Blue Show every Saturday at 5 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. Brought to you by Ray Law Group. Learn more at raylawgroup.com.
Only really, really rich people can afford poor quality windows because rich people can just replace their windows a second time. This is Robert Jackson from Renewal by Anderson, the full service replacement window division of Anderson. Don't try to cut corners and buy those poor quality vinyl windows. They don't last. The quality of our windows is so exceptional that we actually replace other replacement windows. For a very limited time, get free installation on every window and patio door you replace. And with our financing, don't pay us anything for 18 months. When it comes to replacing your windows, you want to do this job right the first time. And that's why we ask you call us.
To schedule your free Renewal by Anderson window diagnosis and get free installation, call 469-706-3400. 469-706-3400. That's 469-706-3400.
John Truitt here for Simple Sleep Services. Are you ready to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea? The Simple Sleep system from Simple Sleep Services is a compact, comfortable, custom-fit solution that's proven to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea. It's covered by medical insurance, and many patients are meeting their deductibles this time of year. This may mean less cash out of pocket for you and your partner to get the restful sleep you deserve. No mood-killing mask, no pain or downtime. Just a better night's sleep for you and the loved one next to you. I personally use the Simple Sleep system, and I wouldn't go a night without it. Learn more at simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. That's 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com. For your convenience, we have offices located in both Dallas and Fort Worth. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. Call 469-685-1700 or go to simplesleepservices.com. That's simplesleepservices.com.
This is Hugh Hewitt for townhall.com. I have compassion, as do almost everyone in this country, for the 70,000 transgendered individuals living in the United States. But boy, do I loathe the NCAA. The NCAA has withdrawn all championship events from North Carolina for the 2016-2017 academic year because the state has passed laws requiring people to use the bathroom corresponding to their sex at birth. Mark Emmert, the president of the NCAA, explained, saying, quote, "We believe in providing a safe, respectful environment at our events. If you believe this, Mr. Emmert, shut down and sanction every college. He would not let players take the field when lightning strikes because that is a real safety issue. This is politically correct nonsense. If the NCAA can tell Penn State to shut down and erase all of its losses and wins, if they can suspend programs that are state-funded for years and years, the voluntary membership aspect of the organization isn't voluntary. It's just the politicization of sport by the nanny state." I'm Hugh Hewitt.
Dude, do you hear that? What is that? That doesn't sound good. Oh, man, this isn't good at all. Hold on. Let me see what this does. Is it better? Nope. I'm pretty sure this is the opposite of better. Man, what are we going to do? This is awful.
Looks like you need the help of American Leak Detection.
American Leak Detection.
Oh, man, it's Will Nell with American Leak Detection. Save us!
No worries, guys. American Leak Detection has been around for more than 25 years, detecting and repairing hidden leaks in your home. Plus, we do all this without cutting huge holes in your wall.
Thanks, American Leak Detection.
American Leak Detection.
Leak detection without destruction.
Just go to alddfw.com next time to get a hold of us. It's much easier.
American Leak Detection.
This is 660 AM. The Answer.
And now, America's #1 show on pop culture and politics. This is the Michael Medved Show.
And another great day in this greatest nation on God's green earth. It is a great day where some of the most important news of the day is undisguisedly, unreservedly, unmistakably great. Terrific. Particularly if you're one of those many Americans, that's a majority of Americans actually, who take the Bible seriously. We will get to that. It's also a day when we are informed that it is unacceptable, it is hate speech, in fact, to use terms like stupid and crazy. So how then can you possibly cover this particular presidential campaign, and how can you cover some of what was going on last night in Charlotte, North Carolina? We will get to that as well. Plus, of course, we have Disagreement Day today. I first want to just put something out there, and you can try to respond.